MVP candidate. There was this 42-inch vertical thing. I don't know about all that, but I think he's going to be more bouncy, taking the ball to the hole. We've seen angry Luka, but angry Luka in this kind of shape, like how dangerous a superhero can that be?
Yeah.
And think about it, the way he has transformed his body. It was the discipline, right? Cutting out gluten.
Yeah.
Low sugar. Intermittent fasting.
Low-cal Doncic.
Low-cal Doncic. A lot of protein, and maybe the most significant part about for me reading this story was that he put basketball aside for about a month, and it was all body work.
Yeah.
And in the past, kind of for the Lakers coaches and even Mavericks coaches to try to motivate him to work out, they needed to gamify it. They had to involve competition in basketball.
Yeah.
This was like, I'll take out all the competition. I'm just going to focus solely on getting my body to a good place, lower inflammation with these dietary decisions. And there's going to be plenty of basketball on the back end, and I'll be better equipped for it. And so to me, that was a more mature approach for Doncic.
Okay, but the biggest question for me is it was such a quick turnaround for him to make this change. Why could they not do this for him in Dallas? That's the biggest question.
I think he has to answer that.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's perhaps a big part of why he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I think for Dallas too, like while you heard a lot of negative things, there probably is a lot of stuff that they're not saying. There's stories that I've heard that they're not saying. But ultimately, he has to be accountable. And he may not have been accountable with his words, but he's accountable with his body.
Yeah.
Because he made the change.
Yeah.
You inspire me, bro.
I know. You inspire us all. I'm cutting out gluten and sugar, 250 milligrams of protein. I'm going to work on that this summer. Okay, so Luka, of course, is not the only Laker grinding this offseason. LeBron James is back from vacation and let everyone know he's back in the lab. 4:49 a.m. in LA. Quote, let's get it. You're 23 coming soon. So, Dave, there have been some doubts cast on LeBron's buy-in towards the Lakers this season. What does this post tell you about what LeBron is doing?
He's extremely motivated for the opportunity in front of him. Kind of the last national conversation we had about LeBron was where's his head's at, because Rich Paul issued a statement to Shams Charania when LeBron opted into the 23rd year of his contract, and it was, well, we better have this team be very competitive, or, LeBron recognizes he only has so much time left in his career and will prioritize finding a winning situation. He's doing what he needs to do in order to make LA be a winning situation next year. He was working out with Chris Johnson, the trainer, with Tyrese Maxey today. That's another young, motivated guy who you get in the gym with Tyrese Maxey. You better get your stuff together. You can't go look like a 40-year-old guy. He'll blow right by you. And so this is a very good sign, a very good day for the Lakers, quite frankly. You have Luka Doncic wanting to prove to the world that it's not just Sasquatch videos that we've seen from overseas. Like, you can see me in the States looking skinny Luka, and we have LeBron following suit saying, I'm going to be right there with you just as motivated.
And these are things that Kobe Bryant did, right? Kevin Garnett, I remember going to watch him work out at 7 a.m. in the morning in Las Vegas on a Labor Day weekend. Like, who does that? Kevin Garnett does that. And he wanted to be there at 5 a.m. They wouldn't let him into 6 because it was a holiday weekend. And I remember seeing him work out, and another guy didn't come in till like 7:30. It was Corey Maggette. And Garnett said, I asked him, why are you here so early? He said, I want to be the first person to put my feet in the sand. And LeBron is doing that. And perhaps, which, hey, might have been part of the timing, I'm sure he saw those Luka pictures before we did.
He's like, I'm up
okay,
too.
If he's coming in shape and ready like that, not that he wasn't doing it anyway. He's been doing it, but, I mean, 420 tells me you're excited. I have no question that this man is not going to work out. He's got, the $1 million plan around him every year. But to get up at 4:20,
4 in the morning is crazy.
You're excited.
Yeah.
You're ready. You're ready for next season.
I don't think it was 4:20.
It was 4:49. I think he was getting to the gym at 5 a.m.
That's a different type of excitement at 4:20.
4:40 is
it's too early. It's too early for me. I'm not working out that
I ain't waking up to 7.
Okay, fair.
That's a little ridiculous. Okay. Eventually, Luka will head back to Europe because FIBA Eurobasket 2025 starts in 30 days. Big news this morning that Nikola Jokic will officially be added to Serbia's roster as well, making them the favorites for the upcoming tournament. So So here's a look at the odds according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Serbia is still looking for its first Eurobasket title as an independent country, followed closely by Germany and France. Giannis and Greece have 9-1 odds, and Luka and Slovenia are at 12-1. But we have to go back to the Joker, because even if Serbia wins, I am not sure he'd be as happy as he was this weekend. This weekend, back in his home of Serbia, Nikola Jokic's horse, Demon Deles, which we think translates to Demon of the East, won a harness racing title, and the Joker let his emotions go like we've literally never seen, lifting up the cart and the driver. There were champagne showers for literally everybody. You can see it there, very emotional. Like, sir. But the poor jockey's probably like, bro, put me down. Mark, what does his reaction tell you?
Man, it looked like he's at City Park. I mean, this ain't the Breeders' Cup, right? This is, not been there. It's not
Look
that.
at him when he won the finals.
Like, I mean, but look, when he won the finals, it was in 5 games. So perhaps that was a reason why he wasn't as emotional. Although I did hear that he was like, what, I got to stay for a parade. I'm ready to get back to my horses. So it's okay to have other inspirations. You know, I like vinyl and wine.
Okay.
So
you cry.
Hey, I'm happy for him. I cry when I get a good bottle of Cardinal.
Okay.
I think this is just great, like, work-life balance, right? Like, he's going to be playing more basketball pretty soon for Eurobasket, but go make sure that you're enjoying your life, enjoying the fruits of your labor, and that can refresh you mentally, physically, everything.
That horse must have had really bad odds, right, to be.
He's that emotional. Okay, but this is how I look at it. I see, like, you loved your mom and you loved your husband. I'm saying I don't have one, but you know what I mean. You love different people differently.
I don't think any of us.
So you're right. So when you think about it, it's like if your kid were to win something versus you yourself. So that's how I see Joker's reaction.
I like that.
Isn't that a good? That's a good comparison.
analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that. We had a packed weekend in the W. It's time for NBA Today. Big 3 top plays of the weekend.
Valkyrie's in it?
Maybe. And number 3, we start with the Liberty. Sabrina Ionescu, her New York Liberty, taking on the Phoenix Mercury. And you already know what she does. She shoots threes from the logo. Yeah, duh. And again,
I talked to her dad during the WNBA All-Star Weekend. He said she's never coming back home. She's going to play in New York her whole career.
Love that for Sab. All right, number 2, Erica Wheeler, the Storm visiting the Mystics. I want you to look at this. Wheeler pushing it in transition. Pulls up for 3. 29 feet for her. Cashes it in. That was the end of the 3rd quarter.
Storm are sneaky this year.
Yeah. You don't want to play them in the playoffs.
All right, number 1.
Ooh, I met her too.
Rakia Jackson. This was crazy. Did you see this? Sparks Liberty, game tied 99-99. Seconds to go, and then she does that.
Game time.
Game winner. Gives the Sparks the 101-99 win.
Against the champs.
Sparks are getting healthy.
Okay.
They have a little late.
She's nice, though.
She is.
She promised me she'll be an all-star next year.
All right, still to come on NBA Today, a pair of iconic MVPs teamed up in Toronto, but we crunched the numbers. Who had the more dominant MVP year, SGA or was it Allen Iverson? Plus, Ja Morant threw down one of the best dunks of the summer. We are running back the best jaw-dropping dunks of his NBA career. All that coming up on NBA Today.
A hit. No matter how you slice it. Or cut it or cube it. Sizzle, pork, and mmm.
The recipe for a long, healthy life? It starts with gently cooking our food to give your dog the nutrients they need without the ultra-processing. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/MLB.
The salt on that Dos Equis could have ended up in a half-empty pantry. But now, it's lucky enough to find itself circling a crisp, refreshing dressed Dos Equis. Congratulations, salt.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. All this time I've been wanting more, feels so good. Get me on the floor, you could be what I'm looking for. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Get same-day delivery and text a personal shopper for last-minute additions. Just tap Target.
When I started Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses, I needed a website. And GoDaddy Aero uses AI to make a beautiful website so fast it'll blow my customers' noggins while they're shopping for Goggins for their noggins.
Make 'em awake.
Downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
Don't sweat the technique.
Fresh, never frozen original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
America, are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating. Assigned seating! Assigned seating! Assigned seating! I can't believe it! Out of my way!
I can choose my seat?
Southwest has assigned seating.
Plus, extra legroom seats.
Now we can sit together on the plane.
Do we have to?
No?
I can't believe nobody's ever thought of this before.
If you keep making that face, it's going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
USAA. Grandpa was in the military. He shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy.
USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
The Fantastic Four deserve a fantastic pizza with 4 different topping combinations. So there's something for the whole team!
Get a Fantastic 4-in-1 pizza, only $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
You're gonna be the best mom in the world.
The more I look at you, the less I know. And the less I know, the more scared I am.
We will face this together as a family. It has to be us.
Hang on, Sue!
Let's go.
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four. See the biggest movie of the summer in IMAX. Now playing. Rated PG-13.
Welcome back to NBA Today.
It has been a packed summer. Let's play a round of this or that. I'm going to give you guys 2 options. Pick A or B. Very simple. Starting with the first one. Who doesn't love watching NBA players take on campers? Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young going at it with their campers on camp or at camp. Mark, which guy do you think would be harder to guard and pick up?
I want to guard Spider. He might dunk on me or something like that. At least with Trae, he's going to shoot threes, and I'm tall, so maybe I could alter a shot. Maybe.
You? I'm talking about a camper. He's little. He's little size, though. If you're a camper.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay,
I'm going to
same
stick
thing,
with what I
same
said.
thing. Okay, you agree.
I don't want to guard either one. I don't even want to guard Coco Jones.
Yeah, and this is no shade, but I feel like Trae is like the same size as some of the campers, so they could
Just
probably
said,
take
who
it.
would you rather guard? I'm just.
Oh, but it's like as a camper. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it from a camp's perspective.
Okay.
All right, we have to give congrats to Jared Allen. He got married this weekend. His former teammate Isaac Okoro posted this on social media. There was a choreographed High School Musical routine. Who has the better moves? Do you think it was Jared Allen or Dean Wade?
I gotta give credit to Jared Allen here because all eyes
But
are
look
on
at Dean.
But I mean, Dean is like the supporting cast here.
Uh-huh.
Jared has to be the star and the starring man next to his beautiful bride. So all the pressure's on him to make sure he does it right for her. Dean Wade, it's just all
Nobody cares.
great.
He looked like
he's just back
he's
there.
like trying to
He's
go
back
as
there.
the
Dean Wade, credit for being a good teammate, but it's all on Jared.
But he does look like he could be in High School Musical. A couple of MVPs hanging out, SGA holding his basketball camp in Toronto, and guess who was there? You already see him, AI. Allen Iverson, obviously. Shea, the reigning MVP, and AI won the award in 2001. But how similar are the two? Here's a comparison of Allen Iverson and SGA's MVP seasons. Both led the league in points per game and free throws made per game. Huge difference in field goal percentage, though, and SGA also won Finals MVP, while the Sixers lost to the Lakers in 5. Mark, who had the best MVP season, SGA or Iverson?
Man, Allen's going to get mad at me. I'm going to say Shea because he won a title. Although this performance, I was there that night, was one of the most incredible performances in finals history. And shout out to SGA's dad. Like, who gets Allen to come out anywhere? He must have got him a PJ, and Allen was actually asked about practice by one of the campers. And he said you need practice to be successful in life and everything you do. So he's
Pretty
starting
good.
to give him the OG answers now.
Yeah, pretty
One
good
of the
advice
best
there.
dunks of Allen's career was that follow-up dunk on a foul line tip in Toronto. Great to see him back in Toronto. He is a legend wherever he goes.
Yeah. Also, they both rocked cornrows. I don't know if that's a coincidence there, too. Maybe.
Well, because Shea, I think that was his guy, too.
Yeah.
He was inspired by him. And now Allen's saying that his daughter's inspired by how Shea dresses. So.
Oh, see? So much inspiration.
The swag
going
came full
around.
circle.
Exactly. Okay, so we had some news over the weekend. Our own Shams Charania reports that Billy Donovan has signed a multi-year contract extension with the Bulls. The Knicks briefly showed some interest in Donovan this offseason, but he will be remaining in Chicago. So with the departures of Popovich, Michael Malone, Taylor Jenkins, and Tibbs, Billy Donovan is now the third longest tenured head coach in the NBA, behind Eric Spoelstra with the Heat and Steve Kerr with the Warriors. Donovan is entering his 6th season with Chicago. So the Bulls, have made the playoffs once under Donovan. They are yet to win a playoff series. This year probably won't break that streak. So Dave, what needs to happen in Chicago to change the future of the franchise?
I mean, obviously, I spent a lot of my day job covering the Lakers, and seeing them have their major franchise sale over the summer for a valuation of $10 billion makes you think about the Reinsdorfs in terms of they're one of the remaining family-run businesses where their main stream of revenue is from their teams. It's not like they have some outside private investment or real estate, et cetera, et cetera. And you just have to wonder how long a business like that, like the Reinsdorfs, family, mom and pop, can compete in today's NBA. Now, certainly you could say they could make some better decisions, look at some of their free agency decisions, trade decisions, draft decisions over the last 5 to 10 years. But just bigger picture, I don't know if they will be the most competitive team if they have that ownership structure in place.
And Josh hasn't signed yet. I did see
Right.
Billy Donovan, he probably don't like me saying this, but at the Wynn having a meeting with Josh Giddey, so maybe that's a positive time to figure something out. I think Montes Pazelis is going to be a special player that's going to continue and ultimately end up being the face of this franchise. But, you know, I'm wondering why Billy committed. I know he could have got another job. He could maybe go to college, and he must believe the direction of this team. But this still looks like a rebuilding franchise, which I'm still respectfully trying to figure out the direction.
Well, I mean, we would say when you commit, it's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And you get paid no matter what happens down the line. So it's a smart
Chicago's
move.
not a bad town either to live in, right?
So it's a smart move in my estimation, just decide if the money's there.
But you said rebuilding. How long are they going to be rebuilding is the question.
It just seems like the same thing every year.
Right.
You know, they finally did make a trade. Is their pick going to get them one of the guys next year? Like there is some beauty in the picks next year, but that's not good if I'm talking about that, right? This is the Chicago Bulls. This is the home of Michael Jordan.
Right.
They haven't been to the playoffs in years. That one appearance was one and done. They're still like one of the most marketable franchises in sports, but yet there's no marquee guy that anybody wants to see.
Yeah, I mean, there was that half a season where Lonzo was healthy and you had DeMar DeRozan hitting game winners, and you're like, oh, there's something to build here. Vucevic in the paint, but that dissipated almost as quickly as it came together.
Yeah.
You haven't been excited about them since D Rose was healthy.
Yeah, but still one of the most recognizable franchises in the league, so we'll see if they're able to change things around anytime soon. TBD. Coming up on NBA Today, Chris Paul's reunion press conference takes place later today. Why did CP3 pick the Clippers over the Lakers? And which teams deserve an A for their offseason moves? The grades are out, and the top students may surprise you. Plus, an exclusive interview with WNBA wing star Paige Beckers. The Wings phenom sounds off about her rookie season. NBA Today will be right back after this.
Skipping breakfast wasn't a big deal before. I got you. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits, like the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for a buck? Gotta be Wendy's.
Recipe for a fun night? Spam musubi. With a side of friends, sizzle, pork, and
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
What if the best killers in the country face off in a tournament?
That sent chills down my spine.
Anything you can do, I can do backwards.
So think, don't I?
You're such a dinkus.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages, they're yours. We can't see them.
Hello? Hello?
We can't hear them. We can't read them. They're all private. On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Not even us.
Love was nearly lost until Pizza Hut showed up.
Go get her. Hi, I'm Peter.
Looks like the meat lovers.
Starting at $12.99, Pizza Hut is hooking everyone up with more of what they love. Choose from 4 large Hut Lovers pizzas, like the new Spicy Hawaiian Lovers, starting at $12.99 each. Order on the app.
The salt on that Dos Equis could have ended up in a half-empty pantry. But now, it's lucky enough to find itself circling a crisp, refreshing dressed Dos Equis. Congratulations, Salt.
What are you doing?
Crunching numbers on every NBA matchup.
But with the NBA app, you get real-time stats and highlights while you watch all season long. We're talking exciting plays, buzzer beaters.
And behind-the-scenes access to the league's brightest stars?
All season, all free.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
As long as elephants still fly and heroes assemble, as long as the night shines bright with joy and hugs warm our hearts, as long as we have each other, anything is possible.
We're both princesses.
The moment we enter our happy place, join us for the 70th celebration at the happiest place on Earth.
What's up with Myra?
She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow.
Poor Myra. Is that a frog?
Think we should help her?
Paycor streamlines and optimizes every aspect of people management, from recruiting and onboarding to payroll and benefits. Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders.
Turn your lights on.
Lights on.
And drive your car. And even write your kid's essay. But AI ain't gonna fix your broken water line or pay for the big repair bill. Having a plan from HomeServe offers real solutions. And when a covered system breaks, we'll send a qualified contractor and pay for the repair. There's nothing artificial about the peace of mind you get with a plan from HomeServe. Getting one is quite intelligent.
Plans from HomeServe start at just $4.99 a month.
Call 1-833-559-6601 or visit homeserve.com.
With the 4th pick, the New Orleans Hornets select Chris Paul. Chris Paul, I believe, is going to be sensational.
I just want to win. It's almost a gift and a curse about me.
Another clutch shot for Chris Paul. Yet again, taking over.
All these years of playing, the game don't change with so much, so to go out and hoop.
Chris Paul continues to amaze, baby.
As for me personally, my eyes on the top. Already told him to save me a spot. Now watch me.
A return 8 seasons in the making. Chris Paul will be making his reintroduction with the Clippers later this afternoon, and both of you guys are going to be in attendance for CP3's press conference. Mark, when you think about what you're going to talk to CP3 about, what is the biggest question that you have for him?
Well, he had an interview with the amazing journalist friend of ours, Jamel Hill, in July, where he said at the most a year. He's 40 years old, and like there's expectations that this will be his last season. But I'm hearing that. Don't expect him to say that at the press conference today. You got to remember at the time when he spoke to Jamel, he didn't know where he was going just yet. Playing in a Los Angeles Clippers uniform is different. You could actually commute to your house instead of taking a private jet to your house. You could go to your son's game. You could go to your daughter's events. And they got their stuff going on too, so they ain't got time for daddy all the time.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he's in a Clippers uniform gives it a different dynamic where maybe You know, it could add another year to his career. And you're talking about a guy who's a vegan. He's in Lucas shape, right? He's in great shape, right? So wearing that uniform, and I think it also solidifies that he will be the first guy to get his jersey retired as a Clipper. Maybe it gives him some extra life to even go beyond 41.
Yeah, I think because of the way they're going to use him, it won't necessarily put so much taxing demands on his body. So maybe he can extend it. You're talking about a team that obviously the ball is going to be in James Harden's hand as the primary playmaker. You have Bogdanovich, you have Chris Dunn, and so Chris Paul, well, I don't think we relied on night in, night out. We actually might see the first time in his career that he gets a DNP CD. It's never happened in his career. The only time he's missed a game is because of injury. He played 82 games last year. But, you know, when you look at this Clippers roster construction, there might not be a night in, night out demand for Chris, which, one, could certainly help him stay fresh throughout the season. And two, if he stays fresh, of course they're going to trust him in a playoff situation.
Well, in the fourth quarters.
In the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be special. He's played with James already. He's not played with Kawhi, but I think the one thing that the Clippers are getting in him is I remember watching those Lakers teams with Kobe and Shaq early on, and guys like, you know, Ron Harper and Brian Shaw. They got them to the finish line to win games.
That's right.
I could see Chris playing that role in the fourth quarter, even if he didn't play much, but coming in the fourth quarter, tight games, getting them to the finish line to victories.
So you think this new role that he's going to be playing with the Clippers will allow him to play a few more years in the league?
Yeah.
42, 43?
Why not? Like, it's easier. He's a family guy. He's about his kids.
Yeah.
And now he could touch his kids every day.
Yeah.
So I think that makes a difference. If this was, you know, a different uniform outside of the LA area, I would think differently. But being that he's home, and your biggest issue is commuting from the Valley, it's possible.
You also got that number 3 from Bradley Beal. So just conjuring up a lot of nostalgia for Lob City as well for people that were Clippers fans back then. Again, CP3 will address the media today, but he will be also sitting down with our Malika Andrews, and you can catch that interview tomorrow right here on NBA Today. Let's talk about something that Chris's new teammate just learned. Young Hansen has been having a pretty good summer. He was selected number 16 overall by the Memphis Grizzlies. Then he was traded to the Trailblazers, and as a Blazer at Summer League, he averaged almost 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks per game. Now he is teaching trash talk to Kawhi Leonard. Yes, take a listen to this.
How you been liking the NBA? 有跟兔子一样。Yeah, extremely fast though. Can you give me some phrases?
That's your last name.
Leonardo.
Big dumb.
How you talk trash?
你防不了我。
防不了了。
丑吧。It's Big Dummy.
I need some in-person coaching for that. I'll try some rabbit. Man, if you got some free time, let's get in the gym. Have some shooting contests. When I head out there, I'm going to hit you up.
Keep in touch.
What's that mean?
Keep in
keep in touch.
Not him speaking English, and Kawhi can't now understand English. Mark, how much trash talk does Kawhi Leonard talk?
He's like a robot on the floor. That's the most I've ever seen him talk.
Right.
Get these two guys a podcast. I think that would be special. I ain't never seen him show. People that play with him, and Dave knows this, always tell me about how much personality and how fun and how cool he is behind the scenes, and he doesn't show it to us, but that's great. Get those two guys together.
You would listen to that podcast?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
I about 5 minutes long per episode, but yeah.
We got to this point by Young Hansen's dad talking trash to him. He told the Washington Post that basically my dad told me when I was a kid, I was a little chubby, like, you better pick up a sport or you're going to be fat. And I don't want to be fat. So thank you for Young's father.
Could you imagine?
Trash talk, so now we get the trash talk with him.
I heard somebody online saying that you pronounce his name like, say, Young and Handsome real fast.
Young and Handsome?
Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
But you saying that, can you imagine him being 7'1" and out of shape?
I mean, we've seen it in the NBA.
That's true.
I can name probably a laundry list of guys that look like that.
Speaking of Rockets, over on ESPN.com, Kevin Pelton released his grades for all 30 teams offseason so far. And coming in at the top of the class are the Hawks and the Rockets with A's, while the Nuggets came in just behind with an A-. Mark, in your opinion, what would you give an A grade, or what team would you give an A grade for their offseason?
I'm going to give Jeff Weltman some love with the Orlando Magic. I think he certainly is deserving of an A. I mean, making that trade for Desmond Bane, and Orlando's known for being quiet, that was something I wasn't expecting. That was aggressive. Paolo basically after the season told Jeff, told management, look, man, we need some shooting, we need some added depth, we need some guards. And they did that. They got Desmond Bane, who's going to bring leadership, shooting, defense, toughness. They got Tyus Jones. That was a sneaky move, too, to get another veteran guard. Re-signed Banchero, re-signed, to get drafted Jace Richardson, Wagner re-signed. Like, I really like what the Magic are doing, and they're a sleeper contender in the Eastern Conference. Like,
it's wide open.
Don't play with Paolo.
No.
I think Paolo's an MVP candidate next season.
All due respect to Kevin Pelton, I got to take that minus away from Denver. I think Denver's had a tremendous offseason to be able to get Campaign, who had finals experience in Phoenix, a prototypical 3-and-D wing in today's game. They keep their core of their 3 best championship players. I know you had to part with Michael Porter Jr. to do so, but you still have Joker, you still have Gordon, you still have Murray, and Christian Brown's only going to get better. I just think they had a pretty good playoff run that was cut short, and I think we're going to see them. They gave OKC as much as they could handle.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be right there next to OKC in the top of the Western Conference standings this year, thanks to their offseason moves.
All right, we'll see if they're able to give them a run for their money. Now, if you're wondering, were there any franchises that got an F in Pelton's NBA summer school? There was. It was the Pelicans. Mark, what do you think of the Pelicans getting a failing grade for their offseason?
I love Kevin, but I don't love this grade. I think it's extremely unfair. When you look at this, it's all based on what could be projected in the draft next season. But if the Pelicans make the playoffs, like, what's this pick, right? Like, it could certainly be a moot point. It doesn't account for getting Jordan Poole. It doesn't account for getting a guy in the locker room that you could sit next to Zion, a vet, and Kevon Looney. Getting him to leave the Warriors to come there and be in your locker room, and getting that sensational Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to be a star, I think, a future star, Jeremiah Fears. So I don't know how you get an F when you're bringing in all that, and you don't, unless you could tell me that this is going to be the #1 pick next year. Kevin, I love you, but that was a really unfair grade.
I mean, listen, Troy Weaver and I go back to our Syracuse days together. Troy goes back even further with Carmelo Anthony, and he knew Carmelo Anthony from the time he was a young teenager. And when I talked to Troy about Derek Queen in Las Vegas this summer, he said he reminds me so much of Melo. Body size, a competitive nature, joy that he brings to the game, the way he relates to his teammates. Obviously, he has a little bit of an injury situation. He's going to be out with his wrist, but there's still plenty of rookie season that should be there for him to take advantage when he gets there. And, I mean, listen, Troy Weaver has a very strong track record of identifying talent and having them be able to translate to the next level.
All right, just because you get an F in the offseason doesn't mean that you're going to get an F in the regular season. So we'll see what they're able to do. Just 3 West teams have longer odds of winning the conference at ESPN Bet. Still to come, Paige Becker's first season has been historic. Hear what the All-Star says it's like to be asked to be the leader as a rookie in the league. That's next.
$5 duo at BK. Step up to the plate and have it your way. Get 2 of your faves, it's up to you. Just figure it out, then hit the drive-thru. BK, have it your way.
Not getting the results you expect? Don't use AI trained on any old data when you can use AI trained on your data. The AI built for business, IBM.
Today, the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. You see millions of real customers tested the networks, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. So text and Instant Talk and say, you won't believe where I am. Seriously, where am I?
Spam. In a taco? Pork favor. Sizzle, pork, and mmm. When flight prices dropped, Vic could finally book his midlife crisis.
Now you wouldn't Gorilla Glue a bat back together. But you could. Gorilla Glue foams into the surfaces, creating an incredibly strong bond. Let's give it a rip. It worked.
But wait, there's Marco's.
And Mike. So what do you think of Marco's Pizza with Mike's Hot Honey?
It's so good.
Marco's Hot Honey Magnifico is back for summer with dough made in-house daily, topped with 2 kinds of pepperoni, all drizzled with Mike's Hot Honey. Only at Marco's.
Dad, this guy says that we act like Gillette Labs is some miracle, but it's just another razor?
Gillette Labs ain't a miracle, but it sure as heck ain't my old razor. It's Gillette's best shave. And with up to 30 shaves per cartridge, I'm spending less. Its ultra-sharp blades last 50% longer.
And give you a fresh blade feeling time after
Time after time after time. Gillette Labs, the best a man can get.
Keeps getting better.
We live for the NWSL on ESPN. Vax for Sister to Sister and Backflip Tricksters for Double B, the return of CP and the GOAT. For fandom so fierce you can feel it because the bar is high and the stakes are higher. And we are here for it, all of it, all the time. If you are too, you know where to find us. Spirit Thorns, Sunday at 12:30 on ABC.
I've always dreamed of this London acting program, but I knew I needed to seriously start saving to make it happen. That's why I love Chime. I can set up savings goals in the app, automatically put away part of every paycheck, plus I can get 3.75% APY, which is way higher than my old bank. Now, I'm not just dreaming of London. My savings are making it actually happen. Start banking fee-free at Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
Next.
Right this second, at some movie theater somewhere,
Which one?
popcorn and someone really wants a soda. But soda's like something you drink on the weekends, and today's only Tuesday.
Soda, please.
Take your time.
Mom!
What if there were a better soda? Kate, I brought the puppy.
I can see that.
Okay, that was actually kind of easy.
They don't pay me enough anyway.
5 grams of sugar, pass me one. No, I can't, I'm just a voice.
You're watching NBA Today.
Time now to flip over to a little WNBA Today from this past weekend. Starting in Brooklyn with a great one between the Sparks and the Liberty. Early first, keep an eye on Breanna Stewart. She was trying to get back on defense. She comes up limping. All right, so blown up. You see for the layup. Then later in the third, I want you to watch this. Ionescu looks to use the screen from Jonquel Jones, but Jones is called for the moving screen. So Ionescu, Sab, she's not happy about it. She starts having words with an official. Hosted the Dream. Lynx are 14-0, like I said, at home. Minutes to go in the fourth. Dream leading 85-78. Brittany Griner gets it in the post. Nails the turnaround J.
Still got that.
Dream up 9. Next Lynx possession. Nafisa Collier drives to the basket, lays it in, plus the foul. They, of course, continuing to fight in this one. Yes, she is. MVP for sure. All right, so they're down 5. Collier gets the ball in the paint, puts up shot off the glass on the Dream inbounds. Collier goes for the steal, but she steps on the baseline, and it's called out of bounds.
But did she, though?
She almost saves the game for the Lynx. But they said she was out. So the Dream would go on to win that one, 90-86. Now the Fever took on the Sky. No Caitlin Clark, no Angel Reese.
I want my money back. Give me my money back.
So many people were saying that, but Kelsey Mitchell, who has the second most points in the WNBA, came to play. Look at her. Catches the wing, knocks down the 3. Under 30 seconds to play in the first. Mitchell turning on defense. She's an absolute bucket.
Balling,
the longest tenured player in Indiana on the Indiana Fever roster, and she showed up in this matchup.
Hey, man, Stephanie White's doing some coaching.
She sure is. Gets the ball on the outside, knocks down another 3. She had her 9th career 30-point game, second most in Fever history, only behind Tamika Catchings. So the Fever, they have won each of their last 2 games without Caitlin Clark, but still have a losing record in games without her this season. Indiana's scoring dropped significantly without Clark, particularly in the paint and on fast breaks. Paige Beckers was held out of the Wings game yesterday against the Aces for rest, but Beckers has had an amazing first season.
I saw
Beckers, your bestie. Beckers has averaged 18 points and almost 6 assists a game on her way to becoming the fastest player to reach 350 points, 100 assists in WNBA history. Our L. Duncan caught up with the All-Star rookie during the break.
And here is Paige Beckers. People of Hopkins, Minnesota, anxious to see this.
Oh, you make it look easy, Paige. Paige Beckers, a master class. The sensational #1 overall pick.
Paige, you're making history almost seemingly every time you walk onto the court. Has that surprised you at all, how quickly you've adjusted to the pro level?
I mean, I feel like I'm adjusting every single game. It's not like I have it figured out. Like, there's learning curves to it and there's ups and downs to it, but as much as I can, I'm just trying to learn every game, watch a lot of film, break stuff down to where I'm reading the game in a different way. Every game's a new challenge to learn from.
She's got a special career ahead of her, and we're here for it.
The UConn connection does not hurt. There's obviously some incredible UConn legends that have played and are still currently playing. Have you in any way discussed with them your sort of journey into the pro level?
Yeah, I think I've leaned on Sue and Dee just because, I mean, they've experienced everything. They've got like 20 years in the league. They understand like what I'm going through. And so just leaning on them just for advice, for wisdom, and how to navigate it all.
It was recently announced that by the year 2030, we will have 18 WNBA teams. Some people say that's great. Some people say maybe it's expanding too fast. Where do you fall?
I think it's great for our league to continue to grow and for more roster spots to be available, more teams to be available. But I think we also need to expand on what we do have in the league right now, and the way we're treated. This game is going to continue to grow, so we want to grow with it, but at the same time, we want to be better right now.
Beckers will be talked about and for good reason. 35 points. Dallas falls to 1-10. You can understand their frustration.
When you were in college, Gino always talked about your leadership. What does that look like in your first year and on a team with other rookies as you're trying to navigate this new space yourself?
Having an experience of being a part of a good culture, of a good foundation, of great standards, and really wanting that to be what we build around in Dallas, trying to find my voice in that, of learning, being a sponge, being receptive to things, but also knowing that I have a lot of love and knowledge for the game, so I always lead with the right intentions and try to, as much as you can, just lead by example with your actions and your words.
Our next WNBA game is tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty take on Paige Buckets Beckers and the Wings. Coverage tips WNBA Countdown at 7:30. And then On Wednesday, this is a do not miss. We have the first finals rematch of the season. The Lynx have their first shot at revenge against the reigning champs following their epic 5-game series back in October. That's on ESPN at 8 Eastern. Coverage tips with WNBA Countdown at 7. Up next, Ja Morant has made defying gravity a regular occurrence in his NBA career, but wait till you see what he did in China. It just defies all reason. You'll see next on NBA Today.
If your grandpa wears one of these, or if your wife wears this, you can count on USAA membership for the spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who served. Count on us. Count on USAA.
The Fantastic Four deserve a fantastic pizza with 4 different topping combinations. So there's something for the whole team!
Get a Fantastic 4-in-1 pizza, only $7.99 at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
It's Miller time. For 50 years, Miller Lite has been there. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Legendary stories start with a light.
Are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating!
Assigned seating! Now we can choose our seats before we get on the plane. I had a dream about this!
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am, being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV treatment, Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV in many people, whether you're 18 or 80. With one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV to help you get to undetectable and stay there, whether you're just starting or replacing your current treatment. Research shows that taking HIV treatment as prescribed and getting to and staying undetectable prevents transmitting HIV through sex. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare, life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. Don't take Biktarvy if you take dofetilide or rifampin. Tell your healthcare provider about all the medicines and supplements you take. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding or have kidney or liver problems. If you have hepatitis B, don't stop taking Biktarvy without talking to your healthcare provider. Common side effects were diarrhea, nausea, and headache.
No matter where life takes you, Biktarvy can go with you. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
When I started Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I had no idea what I was doing. But GoDaddy Aero does, using AI to build a logo, website, and social content. So I can let the world know if your goggles ain't Goggins, they don't belong on your noggins.
You're sick, on vacation. And now your wife is faced with going out there, with them, alone. But mom's having none of that. She got you a virtual visit with Amazon One Medical. And soon, beds will get delivered right to the hotel. Because no one gets out of joyful family fun. No one.
The salt on that Dos Equis could have ended up in a half-empty pantry. But now, it's lucky enough to find itself circling a crisp, refreshing dressed Dos Equis. Congratulations, Salt.
Don't sweat the technique.
Fresh, never frozen original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Spam. In a taco? Pork favor. Sizzle, pork, and
The FedEx Cup playoffs on ESPN Plus. There's a lot at stake. It's the FedEx Cup playoffs on ESPN Plus.
The W's biggest names bring the heat in Dallas. We can't get enough. Let's go! Liberty Wings. Tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Tonight on SportsCenter at 6 Eastern. What Deion Sanders' battle with cancer means for his coaching future. Plus, the Bengals deliver an update on Trey Hendrickson's holdout. And full details of Bryce Harper's heated meeting with Rob Manfred. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to NBA Today. Let's go a little coast to coast. starting with Jason Tatum, a sighting in St. Louis for his basketball camp. And I just want you to look at the reaction he got from this group of kids.
Stay away from my foot. Stay away from my foot.
I'm sure everybody was holding their breath. How is Tatum and the Celtics approaching next season, Mark?
Well, first of all, he's huge in St. Louis. He gave
Put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
I was receiving telephone calls. I was receiving letters from the IRS. I was scared.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
I picked up the phone, called Optima Tax Relief. They guaranteed me that they were going to help me out the best that they can. And they did. I would refer Optima Tax Relief to anyone.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
For your free consultation, call 800-736-5459. That's 800-736-5459.
Optima Tax Relief.
What's going on with the Bengals?
Trey Hendrickson remains a holdout.
There's unprovoked shark attacks, and there's provoked shark attacks.
Obviously, he's frustrated that the Bengals haven't offered him what he feels he deserves.
Just to say the word respect, actions are speaking a lot louder in a different direction.
They have no shot without him, and they're not going to develop Shamar Stewart the way they want to without him.
The Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Stewart, he's now left in the midst of a contract dispute.
I just decided not to sign those papers.
That's a bad look for the organization.
We begin NFL Live with the Bengals. They've spent some serious money this offseason. On March 16th, they extended both parts of their elite wide receiver duo. They signed Jamar Chase to the largest wide receiver contract in NFL history and gave T. Higgins a 4-year deal worth $115 million. But then last Friday, they locked up their rookie first-rounder by giving Shamar Stewart a fully guaranteed 4-year contract worth nearly $19 million after the contract disputes going on there. But as of today, there's still no deal for last year's sack leader, Trey Hendrickson. He continues to hold out of camp as he seeks an extension. So for more on what's going on with the Bengals, we welcome in Jeremy Fowler, who's live at Bengals camp. Jeremy, the first padded practice for Cincinnati. What's the energy and atmosphere been like there?
Laura, the Bengals camp is urgent and fast. That's because Cincinnati is trying to set a tone and get off to a faster start to the season. Get this stat. Bengals are 1-11 in the last 6 seasons in weeks 1 and 2. So Zach Taylor, the head coach, is hoping that his offense sets the tone early.
Well, we want to control the game, get on teams earlier, put points on the board to where our defense can really tee off and build bigger leads for us. And so I think that's an area where we can always improve, is get on teams quicker. We've had games where that's good. There's been games where that's not good enough. But I think the offense needs to be able to set a tone going into every game, and the defense can play off of that.
On the defensive side, Trey Hendrickson still not here, but the Bengals have been talking with Hendrickson. I'm told they made some progress in certain areas, but this remains a matter of guaranteed money, particularly later in what should be a multi-year contract extension if they can eventually reach it. But Shamar Stewart is here. He had back-to-back pass deflections in the defense and looked good. I talked to Zach Taylor, who said that he has tremendous burst and twitch.
All right, we'd love it, Jeremy. Great details there from Bengals camp. We'll keep an eye on that Trey Hendrickson situation as we welcome you into the show. We've got Field Yates, Mina Kimes, Adam Schefter here today, and a lot to get to. Adam, I want to start with what we were just talking about with Jeremy Fowler. Trey Hendrickson still not at camp. He's waiting for that new deal. You heard Jeremy's talk there about the guaranteed money. What more can you tell us is going on there with Hendrickson?
Well, that's exactly what's going on right now, Laura. Essentially, there's not much of a disagreement on the length of this contract, on what the average annual salary should be, but the two sides are having a difficult time coming to a common place where they both can agree upon the guaranteed money in that particular contract. The Bengals have wanted to offer 1 year of guaranteed money. They've upped their offer since then. They're a little bit closer, but still not where Trey Hendrickson would want to be, especially considering that when we look at the other top pass rushers that have gotten deals done this offseason, from Max Crosby to Myles Garrett to T.J. Watt, those deals included 3 years of guaranteed money. And right now, Trey Hendrickson is not going to take less than what he has set in his mind. So the two sides are trying to figure out if they can find a solution to get Hendrickson back into camp. But the guaranteed money is the roadblock and the stumbling block between the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson finding enough common ground to get a deal done.
And Adam, as you've told us, Trey Hendrickson has no problem sitting out, so something to monitor. Mina, you heard Zach Taylor. He wants to start the season fast, of course, right? How much pressure does this Bengals defense face early in the season if they don't have Hendrickson?
I don't need to tell viewers for the 100th time how important Trey Hendrickson was to the pass rush last year, how he really was the Bengals' entire pass rush last season, how raw their first-round draft pick Shamar Stewart is, even though he's on the field now. I don't think there's any expectation he's going to be anywhere close to what Hendrickson did early on in the season. But for me, what I'm starting to get nervous about is the start, as you talked about. So week 1, the Browns, a little bit less worried about that offense. But I'm looking at weeks 2 and 3, the Jaguars and the Vikings, and I'm thinking about Brian Thomas Jr. and Justin Jefferson, along with Travis Hunter, by the way. We'll see what they get out of him. But I do not feel confident in the Bengals secondary when it comes to defending those two players. Their best chance of limiting those two receivers is a pass rush. And their best chance of having a pass rush is Trey Hendrickson back on the field. So you do get nervous about that when you start looking at matchups, at the possibility of him holding out for any length of time.
Yeah, Mina, let's go back to what Adam was talking about as the sticking point in this deal. It's the idea that the Bengals are less comfortable guaranteeing money for 2 seasons. So let's talk to what the downside could be if you do that in your Cincinnati. Maybe Trey Hendrickson hits a wall, falls off a cliff as a player this year, and you're overpaying him in the 2026 season. Let's talk about the downside about not having Trey Hendrickson on your team this year. You've got no chance. You talk about some of those matchups they faced early in the season against the likes of the Vikings and the Jaguars, and even week 4 against perhaps the best offensive line in the NFL, or near the top with the Denver Broncos. Think about playing meaningful football games in January against the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Last year, if there were any team meetings between the offense and the defense in Cincinnati, Trey Hendrickson might have been the only defensive player that any of the offensive players could look in the eyes and say, you are pulling your weight, because the rest of the defense was not. So I understand these things are complicated. Saying otherwise, I think, would be disingenuous. But if ever there was a time for the Bengals to back off precedent a little bit and ignore the age a little bit, it's right now. The guy's been the most productive pass rusher over the past 2 seasons of the NFL. We have some hope for Shamar Stewart. But this roster, outside of Trey Hendrickson rushing the passer, leaves much to be desired. He is the fulcrum for this defensive front seven.
You mentioned starting fast and some of their opponents. I feel the Bengals have 7 games versus teams that ranked top 10 in points per game last season. So they need their defense to be better. They need Trey Hendrickson there. All right, new on NFL Live, some news coming out of Denver. Adam, what more can you tell us?
Laura, the Denver Broncos finally have a new deal for their wide receiver, Courtland Sutton. It's a 4-year, $92 million extension for a player who was enormously popular in that locker room. A couple of years ago when he got hurt in training camp, they struggled to replace him. He's become Bo Nix's most trusted target, and Denver got a deal done with him today, reaching agreement on a contract that will keep him in Denver during the prime of his career. The Broncos have looked at a number of players that they like to keep, but none was any more important right now than Courtland Sutton, and they now have him tied down to a deal that will have interesting reverberations, considering some of the other wide receivers that are still looking for new deals.
Okay, Adam, you teed it up perfectly, so let's go to the next thing. Speaking of one of those, let's go to Washington, where wideout Terry McLaurin still waiting on his long-term deal. He showed up to camp yesterday. You're seeing the video there, despite being put on the physically unable to perform list. So Commanders head coach Dan Quinn addressed the media yesterday about Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin has reported, and we're very happy about that. He'll start the training camp on PUP for his ankle. So on the business side, AP and the guys are still working hard with Terry and his rep on the business side of things. Terry's always a serious competitor, but a pro's pro in a lot of respects, Dave, that he's just handles things in such a right way. I wanted to, really, I was checking in with the man, the other side of things are there, but to make sure in the midst of all that, just, the joy of here, teammates, togetherness, and he's built a lot, with the teammates here.
Well said by Dan Quinn. By the way, Jaden Daniels' connection with Terry McLaurin was real. Let me show you some of the numbers. He threw 12 touchdowns to him compared to just 1 interception, averaged 9.1 yards per attempt, and had a 91 total QBR. When he was throwing to other wide receivers, numbers not even close. He threw just 7 touchdowns to everyone else and 4 interceptions. So just how important Terry McLaurin is to the young Jaden Daniels. Adam, what can you tell us about the contract talks in Washington?
Well, Laura, let's not confuse Terry McLaurin reporting back to the team with him being any closer to a new contract. The two sides remain apart in their discussions for a new deal. Terry McLaurin came in because, frankly, it stops the meter from running on the $50,000 daily fines that he was incurring by staying away from the team facility and working out on his own. Now he gets to work out in the company of Commanders trainers, around his teammates, and there is no $50,000 a day fine. He's not going to call it a hold-in, but we can call it a hold-in because I do not expect that we would see Terry McLaurin on the football field until he has some sort of new deal, which the two sides do not appear to be close to getting at this point in time. Obviously, there's a disagreement over his value, and I think Terry McLaurin can look right away at DK Metcalf, a wide receiver this offseason who was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got $33 million a year on average. Terry McLaurin was in the same draft class as DK Metcalf. He has arguably put up better numbers than DK Metcalf. He can make a claim that he deserves more, but he is a couple of years older as well. And Washington obviously values Terry McLaurin, but not at the numbers that he's currently seeking. And so, again, they can use whatever numbers they want. The Commanders have numbers that they want. The two sides remain apart. Terry McLaurin's back, but a deal is not at hand right now.
All right, Phil, we just saw Cortland Sutton get paid.
Yeah.
And you've been really good about illustrating why this might be complicated for Terry McLaurin and where the differences may be. Is there a number that you have in mind that would make sense here?
It's right around DK Metcalf, and I would argue a shade below. If it were me, and obviously it's not me, but I believe that when you factor in the age, and I think that while Terry McLaurin, who was a second-team All-Pro last year, is a tremendous player, I think the apex of DK Metcalf is a slightly more dangerous player because of the vertical ability for Terry McLaurin, but we're constantly using comps. Amon-Ra St. Brown signed for $30 million per year, Laura, when he did an extension with the Detroit Lions. He was going into the final year of his rookie contract, and it was a couple of years ago. Obviously, the number will continue to go up. A.J. Brown's at $32 million. This position has exploded. At some point, though, you got to peg someone. So I am thinking if I am the Washington Commanders, the area that I'm comfortable is right around or perhaps just a slightly bit lower than DK Metcalf. Yeah. If it were easy, then we would have had this thing done 2 months ago and Shefty would have tweeted about it. Everything would be hunky-dory right now. But when Justin Jefferson's at $35 million, and I think he or Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL, you have to have thresholds if you're a team, because when you have a quarterback, who I get it, he just finished his rookie season. He's going into year 2. You're already pricing out a Jaden Daniels extension. That's what happens when you have a prodigy at quarterback. I love Terry McLaurin. It's also important for a team to find an area that they are comfortable in. I think it's somewhere in that 30, 31, to maybe maximum $33 million per year.
You know, we started with the numbers of how good Terry McLaurin is for Jaden Daniels, right? And that's undeniable. But how important is McLaurin to this offense with the addition of Deebo Samuel? Because that is going to be something new.
He is still incredibly important, and I would argue this is where his leverage comes from. You put up the numbers last year. I like to look at a stat called expected points added, which is basically how much a player contributed towards actually scoring. Terry McLaurin was second amongst all receivers league-wide. No other Commanders receiver was in the top 50. So you add Deebo Samuel, who I think is going to be a seamless fit for Cliff Kingsbury's offense in terms of screen, getting you yards after the catch, working underneath. But that's a completely different part of the field from where Terry McLaurin does his best work. Think about all the go balls we saw Jaden Daniels hit to him in key high-leverage moments last year. There's really no one else on this roster and this depth chart who I look at and see as being able to replicate that. So that, to me, is what Terry McLaurin and his agents are going to be saying in this conversation, even if, as Field says, the Commanders also do have good reason to not want to overpay him given his age and the state of their roster.
Yeah, to your point, McLaurin had a Washington single-season record, 13 touchdown catches last season. It was also the second most in the NFL, behind Jamar Chase's 17.
I train more NFL quarterbacks than anybody in the world, but these young men need help. I can help them. They didn't think we were smart enough to play the quarterback position.
It's like the black athlete story, but it's real.
Quincy has helped me become one of the top 11 quarterbacks in the country.
I've seen the Quincy Avery effect in real time, and you can't deny the results.
You get to write your own story.
Joining us now is the star of the Anscape Hulu documentary, The Quincy Avery Effect. We have Quincy in studio with us. Really cool. This film, by the way, highlights the remarkable rise of black quarterbacks in the NFL, breaking through decades of barriers when black athletes were told they couldn't excel in the sport's most coveted position. Really cool. Through Quincy's mentorship, we just saw a bunch of these big-name guys. But Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, they've shattered those limits. A lot of the credit due to you. So we're so happy to have you in studio here. Let's start with how it all began. How did this private quarterback venture start for you?
I was coaching out at UCLA, looking at the market. I saw a lot of talented quarterbacks who just were lacking in some physical training. Like, these are the little things, the nuances that I need to get going. And I got in my car, drove from UCLA, lived out of my car for a couple years in Atlanta, reached out to kids on Facebook, and the first client that I got was actually Josh Dobbs, who's now with the New England Patriots.
It is amazing. So what's the process like of identifying and recruiting clients? Because we are seeing more and more quarterback tutors, but how many of them can boast a roster of the who's who of NFL quarterbacks?
There's a very small list of top-end quarterback training companies, and I think that fortunate enough to be one of those right now. And now it's like the quarterbacks are more recruiting us. Like, they want to know who they want to work with more so than us reaching out to them. So it's become a really unique industry. Like, the best of the best guys all have somebody who they work with individually.
I've had the great privilege of covering Jalen Hurts all the way from back when he was in college and seeing his transformation and now to being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Just phenomenal. We talk a lot about his growth, right? What more can you add having worked so closely with him?
I think that the thing that you want to look at with Jalen more than anything is his perseverance. He's someone who has to go through so much from his time at Alabama, right? Getting benched in the national championship game, coming back the next year, just sitting on the bench, being patient, then going to Oklahoma, taking that team where he took them, and then getting drafted in the second round when everybody was like, hey, he's a fourth, fifth rounder. And he's someone who was so dedicated to doing the little things right. When I talk about just being disciplined and playing the game the right way, Jalen Hurts is that. So no matter where you rank him, 1, 10, 15, 20, right, you know that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league because he's taking his team to the Super Bowl and he's winning Super Bowl.
For now, and maybe in the case of Jalen Hurts, another 6 months, he'll be with his quarterbacks coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, his offensive coordinator, his head coach. What's the process like for you? Are you collaborating with these players' respective NFL staffs, or is what you're doing independent of the stuff that they do when they are back in training camp with the Eagles or the Texans or the Jets or the Packers?
It really varies on how good of a relationship you have with that coaching staff, how long you've been working with the player, did the player introduce you to the coaching staff? When you get a team who's really all in on a quarterback, they've really invested a lot, like someone like Gino, that's a coaching staff that I'll talk to all the time with the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's what we're doing. I'll send them videos. They want to be updated on exactly what's going on, how he's progressing, what are the things that we've been doing in the offseason. Sometimes when you're a young guy, a rookie, or in their first couple of years, it's a little bit different, right? You just have to work in silence and hope that it works out, and then you get to start getting connected with that coaching staff so you guys can work together in order to help him reach his goals.
Okay, so Fields spends the majority of his year scouting quarterbacks, evaluating for the NFL draft. Before we let you go, this is going to be a lot of fun. I want you guys to build your ideal quarterback. What are the top attributes that you're looking for? And you guys
This is you.
do
Hey,
this
you know what?
together, but
You want
okay. Quincy, lead the way.
Yeah, you lead the way. People see enough of me on ESPN. Where do you want to start?
We'll go with, let's go arm strength.
Okay, and do you have a quarterback that fits the bill here, whether it's one of your own clients?
Hello. Let's go Jordan Love.
So drag him up
Jordan
there.
Love. Let's go there.
Okay, by the way, you have other options here. I didn't mean to.
Okay,
You have guys here that, if you can see.
I think we can build a pretty good quarterback with this. Okay.
It's
Hello.
all listed alphabetically. So,
Okay, yeah.
all right, so arm strength, Jordan Love takes the cake. Interesting.
I think
that might surprise some people.
It shouldn't.
Cannon, huh?
Absolute hose.
Yeah. All right, so vision here. Got a quarterback that plays with elite vision?
Yeah, I think that this one is going to be pretty easy. Oh, no, we're not going to go there. We're going to go here.
Love it. Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Such a cerebral, in-pocket navigator too, right?
I don't think he'll blow you away with anything he does, like throwing the football. He's more athletic than you think, but he sees the field so well.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing behind the best lines.
Yeah.
But he's still been able to get it done because of how well he sees things.
He processes the game.
I'm interested about what you're going to do for athleticism.
We are probably at the peak of quarterback athleticism, right?
Don't be confused. All right. We're going with my guy.
Okay.
We're going with my guy.
Love it.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, We got Lamar Jackson's in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Here. Hard guy to beat. Hard guy to top. Yep.
But Justin Fields just plays more sports, so we're gonna roll with Justin.
Love it.
Is there something else that Justin could excel at besides football?
Baseball. Justin Fields would have been a top prospect in baseball.
Okay, I learned something new today. Justin, of course, a challenge or a threat every year to rush for at least 1,000 yards, which is something that is very rarefied here for quarterbacks. This one gets debated all the time. Who's the most accurate quarterback on this list?
Now we're talking. Can I just scroll right here just to see where we're at? We got
You got Stafford and
CJ.
Stroud over there.
Okay, so this is all I got. So
It's alphabetical. I
Okay, I'm gonna work from here.
Is there somebody not on this list that you would have picked?
Yes, there is. I would have went Geno Smith, but he's not here.
Ooh,
So we're
Geno was a good answer.
We're gonna keep it moving. I know Mina would like that one, so we'll just roll with
Oh, nice.
CJ Stroud.
Love it.
I feel like CJ, this is a year in which maybe he has a chance to, like, water will find its level again, right? I think a lot of the issues last year in Houston were not so much quarterback driven, but some other things, some other factors contributing to the offense. But at this time last year, we would have had CJ in like all of these categories, right?
I think you could have put him there, and he's going to bounce back. And I don't, like you said, it wasn't him who had that offense falling short. They dealt with a lot of injuries. Receiver position was banged up. They had to go through so much. Tank Dell was out. Nico Collins was out.
You changed over the O-line in a big way.
And now we've changed over coordinators. We've got the ability to, I think, do some things that marry a little bit better with the talent that we have on the Houston Texans offensive line in skill positions. I think that we're going to see him back where he needs to be.
Nick Caley, the new offensive coordinator, coming most recently from the Rams.
Art.
I mean, this is easy. Like, I think you know where I'm going.
I do.
I think we all know.
Good one.
Let's go ahead and put him there.
Jalen Hurts, who I just feel like, I don't know, games on the line. How many guys do you trust more than him? What a story.
Many, right?
He'll have many documentaries made about him one day, right?
I think Jalen Hurts is cooking on something right now. We're just not ready for it. You know what I'm saying? But
no breaking news yet?
No breaking news for me.
Shefty will have that when it's time, right?
Hello.
Yeah, I'll never forget. One of the times I interviewed him after a game in college, it was actually after the SEC championship game that he came back in to play in after he had been benched and saved the year for them. And he said, just wait for my 30 for 30, but there's a lot left to be written. And that was years ago. It's only gotten better since. Thanks so much to Quincy Avery for joining us here. You can catch out the documentary. It's Anscape and Hulu, and it's called The Quincy Avery Effect. We appreciate you for joining us.
Appreciate you.
All right, we got more coming your way here. The Chargers are all in on bolstering their O-line, but find out why someone here believes LA still has gaps to fill to ensure Justin Herbert's safety and success. That's next, right here on NFL Live. We'll be right back. Great job.
Appreciate y'all.
All righty.
Good stuff.
And someone tried to FaceTime me during that, too. They're trying to throw me off my game.
I've been thinking about upgrading my bathroom for the last 6 or 8 months. Safety was an issue. At my age, I just want to be as safe as I can.
If it's time to upgrade your old bath or shower, there's never been a better time to save. With Jacuzzi Bath Remodel 000 sale going on now.
My jacuzzi design consultant came in, brought a lot of samples in, and I got to pick out what I like. Oh my gosh, this feels so much bigger than my other one. And I love the fact that the floor is flat. I don't have to worry about slipping. This is perfect. I'm really happy.
Jacuzzi Bath Remodel is your trusted local dealer and can bring you the bath or shower of your dreams in just one day. With Jacuzzi Bath Remodel 000 sale going on now. That's zero installation cost, zero money down, and zero payments with no interest for up to a year.
The new bathroom far exceeded my expectations, and now I'm proud of it.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-599-6166. Call now.
Big news. DirecTV got hot.
Thought they'd never lose those pudgy satellite dishes? Well, now they're streaming and steaming.
They've never been more flexible.
Is that DirecTV?
You bet it is.
They've got abs now, too.
I mean, apps. And you can get it with or without a device. No strings attached. It's true. DirecTV got hot.
Sorry. Not sorry. Get live TV and apps starting at $19.99.
Don't sweat the technique.
Fresh, never frozen original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts in day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast.
Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Chase something.
Let's go.
More than just a flag. Chase a goal. Chase something. Chase rings. Chase gold.
Chase me.
Nah, chase me.
Chase all of it. It's all up for grabs now. NFL flag. Chase something.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited.
Read the sign.
Weird policy, but okay.
Get a poppy.
Okay, that's what's up. A soda with 5 grams of sugar?
Drink it, you buy it.
Dude, yes.
Guess I'm buying it.
NFL Live is brought to you by Arby's. We have the meats. All right, Saturday. Yeah, once again, the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony for you on ESPN and the ESPN app. This year's class includes Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. It's always fun. It's an emotional afternoon. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern. Don't miss that. All right, some news coming down. You see from Adam Schefter, the Titans have now waived injured wide receiver Treylon Burks, who fractured his collarbone over the weekend. Disappointing for sure, because he's a guy that had so much promise and potential, just has not been able to stay healthy. We'll keep an eye on it either way. Let's get to some more top stories with Adam Schefter. Let's start with the quarterback room in Cleveland. Adam, what's going on there?
Well, Laura, over the weekend, Kenny Pickett suffered a hamstring injury. Now, the Browns are saying he's day-to-day with that hamstring injury, but my understanding is he may not test it until later this week at the very earliest, and that clearly could mean more reps for Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders as they go about trying to somehow find a way to secure the starting Browns quarterback job. But Pickett right now has a hamstring issue. Justin Fields, however, back on the field today, going through 11-on-11 drills days after he dislocated his toe, and looked no worse for the wear, looked comfortable out there. There were people that were petrified when he initially went down, but less than a week later, he's back on the practice field. Good news for the New York Jets as they install their offense. Meanwhile, the Vikings are without Justin Jefferson this week. It's a hamstring injury, which you never like to hear for a wide receiver, certainly not early in the preseason. They say he won't practice this week, and then they'll reevaluate it. But it wouldn't be a surprise if it turned out to be a multi-week hamstring injury for Justin Jefferson at this point. We will not see him for at least the next week. And the former Raiders defensive tackle, Christian Wilkins, right now essentially is being accused of kissing one of his former teammates on the head in a team meeting room. A complaint was filed to the Raiders HR department. This is on top of course, the fact that he did not undergo surgery that he needed on his foot after he suffered a Jones fracture last year. The Raiders released him last week, voided the money. There's a health component There is another locker room issue. There are a host of series of things going on right here, which is one reason why the Raiders decided to move on. We'll see if and when Christian Wilkins decides to have that surgery and what more comes out of that incident in the Raiders facility last week.
Okay, a complicated story. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. Thanks to Adam for all the latest. Let's get to some more around here. Let's talk about the Chargers a little bit. Now, investing in the offensive line has been a priority since Jim Harbaugh took over as head coach last season. It started at last year's draft when they took tackle Joe Alt with the 5th overall pick. And then this offseason, they signed Super Bowl champion guard Mekhi Becton to a 2-year deal. Then yesterday, they signed tackle Rashawn Slater to an extension, which gives him the largest average annual value ever for a lineman. Well earned. Adam, what more can you tell us about how this Rashawn Slater deal all came down?
Well, the two sides have been engaged in discussions for weeks, Laura. And obviously, like a lot of these negotiations, there was a disagreement over money. But in the end, the Chargers upped the money to make it such that Rashawn Slater is now the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history. Gets a huge new deal, $114 million extension. And that really locks in their left tackle of the future. And the Chargers have Rashawn Slater manning the left side. They've got Joe Alt manning the right side. At some point in time, you think Joe Alt will get paid, and they're doing everything they can to fortify their offensive line to protect their franchise quarterback, Justin Herbert. But Rashawn Slater now wears the title of the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history.
Shefty, we love it. I know you've alluded to this several times. What does Jim Harbaugh call quality offensive linemen? He calls them weapons, right? Weapons. And that's what Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are. I think you can make a case that for the next half decade, perhaps even beyond, there's no tackle duo that you would want more than Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. This is a premium position. You have a quarterback who Jim Harbaugh has made clear. He feels as though the biggest issue Justin Herbert has faced is everything else around him, not Justin Herbert himself. And one more thought, Laura, we've talked about the draft a lot. I will continue to do so until April 23rd in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sometimes during the pre-draft process, and we did this certainly with a guy like Will Campbell during this past draft process, we get so focused on things like measurements, arm lengths, and Rashawn Slater, 33-inch arms coming out of Northwestern. Is he going to be a guard? Could he ever play left tackle in the NFL? Exceptional players deserve exceptions. Yeah. Good to see a player like Rashawn Slater recognized and now handsomely, more so than any other offensive lineman in NFL history, paid.
I love it. I'm happy for him. Mina, you were at Chargers camp last week. Give us a little inside scoop. What did you see from the Chargers offense?
This isn't going to sound like a very sophisticated football analysis, but they are big. There are some large humans out there.
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton, you talked about, gigantic. Trey Harris, their second-round receiver, huge. And Omarion Hampton, who's the back they took in the first round, I walked by him and physically did a double take. One of the Chargers coaches saw me and said, yeah, that happens a lot when people see Omarion Hampton on the field. And all of this matters because I think they addressed what were a couple of their biggest weaknesses last year. For all the talk about Jim Harbaugh wanting to run the ball, this team was 29th in rushing success rate, efficiency metric last season. So they clearly had to get better there. And then interior pressure. Field and Adam talked about how great Rashawn Slater is, but the interior of the Chargers offensive line was a weakness. Justin Herbert was under pressure in 50% of his dropbacks in the playoff game where they lost. So I think the Becton addition could be just as impactful, both in terms of limiting those quick pressures up the middle, but also helping in the ground.
Quick fantasy. People should be drafting Omarion Hampton, right?
Whew. Don't tell anybody. Not if you're playing in my league. You shouldn't.
Wait, I think I'm going to play against Field in a league. This little teaser. I'm drafting Omarion Hampton. You're not getting it.
I heard he hates dogs. That's actually a lie, people. But just if you're playing in a league with me.
I love it. All right, more to come here on NFL Live. When we come back, Baker Mayfield may have one of the most underrated skill groups in the entire NFL around him on offense. Is that enough to push Tampa deeper into the postseason? Someone here thinks that Tampa defense could be a cause for concern next. We're hyping up fantasy football. It's almost time, people.
One night, 17 kids woke up, got out of bed, walked into the dark, and never came back. This is a true story.
I want to know what happened in her classroom.
Where are our children?
Weapons
Rated R. Focus Dave.
$5 duo at BK. Step up to the plate and have it your way. Get two of your faves, it's up to you. Just figure it out, then hit the drive-thru. BK, have it your way.
If you feel held back by the weight of financial decisions, we can give you the tools to help you break free. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Lynn? Are you hiding from used car shopping?
What if I overpaid?
That's nothing to be afraid of.
Show me, Carfox.
Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay.
Way better.
No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com.
Score back-to-school deals now at Dick's Sporting Goods with up to 25% off apparel and footwear. Save on Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and more. Up to 40% off cleats and up to 25% off DSG apparel and more. And with fast shipping from Dicks.com, it's never been easier to sport your style.
You're sick. On vacation. And now your wife is faced with going out there. With them. Alone. But mom's having none of that. She got you a virtual visit with Amazon One Medical. And soon, beds will get delivered right to the hotel. Because no one gets out of joyful family fun. No one.
My name's Ari. Join me at DQ for Miracle Treat Day on Thursday, July 31st. $1 or more of each Blizzard treat sold at participating locations will benefit your local children's hospital, providing treatment to countless kids like me. Miracle Treat Day, Thursday, July 31st.
I'm not really one for the spotlight, but there is some gravy to be had. You know, I always seem to get primo parking. But you don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Geico. Every customer gets tip-top service with 24/7 fast, friendly claim support.
I never do this, but could I get a picture?
Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities every day.
Stop! It's Doug the Pug! Doug! Doug!
I stand corrected.
I literally never do this.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited.
We just want to be prepared for anything.
8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
And owning a generator is easier than ever. Special financing and low monthly payment options are available. And if you call now, you will also receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $500. Call or go online now to request your free quote.
Our theme of loving fantasy football continues here on NFL Live, because we do. ESPN Fantasy Football, the #1 fantasy game. The season's right around the corner, so download the ESPN Fantasy app to play or sign up now and get your league started at ESPN.com/fantasyfootball. All right, let's talk Buccaneers a little bit. I'll welcome in Dan Graziano at Buccaneers camp. What's up, Graz? How's Baker Mayfield handling yet another change at offensive coordinator?
Laura, I spoke with Baker Mayfield after practice this morning, and I asked him about that. He laughed. You know, he's got a lot of different coordinators, but he said this one's different. Josh Grizzard is the new coordinator here. He was on the staff last year, and he has a relationship with Baker Mayfield. They were in all the same meetings together, and Grizzard was actually the coordinator of their third down passing offense. So Baker really feels like they're hitting the ground running here, even if he's going to make a couple tweaks here and there, because it's basically the same system. Head coach Todd Bowles told me he thinks Baker's been great out here. He said the thing with Baker's been great since we got him. Just cut down on those picks, and he can be elite. Mayfield, of course, coming off a 16-interception season. He's going to have a lot of help if he wants to be elite, and one of the guys that's going to help him is rookie wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, the team's first-round pick. Everybody here is raving about him, his football intelligence. Todd Bowles told me his football IQ is like that of a fourth- or fifth-year veteran. and they're going to need it because Chris Godwin's still working his way back from that season-ending injury from last year. But once Godwin's back, Mike Evans, Ibuka, the running backs, this is a Tampa offense that looks pretty loaded.
Thanks, Graz. Yeah, the Bucs pass and run game were very strong last season. They ranked 3rd in pass yards per game, 4th in rush yards per game. They were the only team to rank top 5 in both categories. They also ranked 6th in yards per attempt and 3rd in yards per rush. The only running backs that averaged more yards per carry than Bucky Irving last season was Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Even more impressive that they did this, dealing with so many injuries. Chris Godwin went down. They had a lot to deal with. All right, Field, how do you think the Bucs are able to have so much success on offense, and can that continue into this season?
It can. You talked about how explosive they were last year. The only team in the top 5 in both rushing yards per game and passing yards per game. I think there are 2 other factors, Laura, and sort of each contributes to that explosive play nature. First of all, they have great depth. There were times, going into this season, once Chris Godwin gets healthy, Jalen McMillan, who shined at times last year, their 3rd-round pick out of Washington a year ago, probably the 4th wide receiver on this depth chart because we expect Emeka Ibuka to play a substantial role. A guy like Cade Otton is a totally serviceable starting tight end who might be 6th or 7th in targets. The backfield, they have some depth behind Bucky Irving, but because of the fact that they have so many explosive playmakers and they have players that can get the job done and gotta have it situations like when they need to play power football behind, I believe, an adept offensive line once Tristan Wirfs is back and healthy, this team is sort of situationally ready regardless of what is ahead of them, right? This is not a team that needs to constantly play from ahead of the sticks. No team likes to play from behind the sticks, Mina, but because of the diverse personnel and the fact that they are so explosive, it's pretty rare for Tampa to find itself in a precarious spot that they can't eventually dig themselves out of.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite offenses in football to watch last year. For all the reasons Field described, the play sequencing, the way they used personnel groupings to get mismatches. This is the best 21 personnel team in football quietly last season when they used Bucky Irving and Rashad White on the field at the same time. But something that Dan said there triggered something for me. I wanted to look up. He mentioned their new offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard, was responsible for the 3rd down passing offense. While he was saying it, looked it up. The 3rd down passing offense was 2nd league-wide in success rate and 3rd in EPA per play. So while he's a bit of an unknown, that bodes well for continuity. But, of course, the most important thing is that he's been given this set of players to work with, because I would put the Bucs skill players and offensive line up with just about any unit in the NFL, frankly.
We'd be remiss if we talked about the Bucs and didn't mention Mike Evans, too, who was another one that was injured throughout the season last year. He looks healthy, should be good to go. Let's talk a little bit more about the NFC South, just in general, right? According to ESPN Analytics, the Bucs have a 49% chance of winning their 5th straight NFC South title. Their 4th straight is currently the longest active streak in the NFC. The Falcons have the next highest chance to win the division at 24%. The Panthers had the longest drought in the division with their last title coming in 2015. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young looking to end Carolina's drought, hoping to pick up where they left off last season. He spoke to the media today.
Just want to be consistent, ups or downs, good games, bad games, regardless of the situation. Just want to be consistent in my work. And just because I was consistent in the past, I got to challenge myself every day to be just as, if not more, consistent. So that's the journey.
I just want to see Bryce continue to master the offense, use his tools. He's doing a great job there, getting to some of his signals and checks versus the right looks. He's really dialed in that way. Bryce is giving us the ability to continue to expand what we're doing, and that's the high hope, really.
What improvements have you seen from Bryce Young, especially when he won the job back last season?
First of all, just to weather the storm is remarkable, right? I think a lot of guys, if they were the 1st overall pick, who a team trade a bounty of picks to get, and then gets benched 18 starts into his career, bye-bye. We might never see that player meaningfully play again. Bryce Young at the end of last season looked very, very sharp, like the kind of guy you could build an offense around. I'm excited for a couple of reasons about this offense, Laura. One is they have 3 players last year that were rookies for them. Obviously, Xavier Legette, their 1st-round pick, plus Jatavian Sanders, a tight end in the 4th round, and then Jalen Coker, an undrafted free agent. All those guys should make legitimate progress this year. I think Tetairoa McMillan, the 8th overall pick, though, gives them a little bit more sort of passing game versatility. They needed, not that you can find too many players that are 6'4" and 219 pounds like T-Mac is, but they desperately needed some size. And sometimes in the red zone, and Dave Canales comes from 2 prior stops being Tampa Bay and Seattle. Guys like Mike Evans and DK Metcalf. And sometimes red zone, throw down, what do you do?
Get it.
Find that guy and just throw it this way. And I think Tetero McMillan offers some of that to Bryce Young. It's going to take time for any new quarterback and wide receiver to develop in a rapport. But I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this preseason, Bryce Young's confidence has grown in Tetero McMillan that, you know, the old saying, 50-50 balls aren't really 50-50 balls for T-Mac, just based off what we saw at Arizona. And I'm trying to be judicious when watching preseason highlights so far and training camp highlights. But a couple of the throws and catches I've seen so far between these two give me some confidence already.
So good. As you know, Field, Adam Thielen was the Panthers' leading receiver last season, just 615 yards out of him. So they should be better. All right, still to come. The Cowboys still without a deal from Micah Parsons. Is this defense any good without Micah on the field? Mina explains why Dallas can't afford to be without their star pass rusher. That is next, right here on NFL Live. We'll be right back.
Don't sweat the technique.
Fresh, never frozen original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Thanks for calling Consumer Cellular, ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction.
Hi, my friend Linda has you guys and gets way better coverage than I do.
Sounds like Linda has you beat.
Not at bowling.
You're breaking up a little.
Are you really ranked #1 in coverage?
Yep. And plans start at just $20.
Oh, we could afford lessons for Linda. You're embarrassing yourself.
At least my phone works.
Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage satisfaction. Call or visit Consumer Cellular today.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Peekaboo. What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask, but he's not going to. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
He's a belle, he's a boy, he's belt boy. Hotels bring him joy, he's belt boy. Desk clerk with the best perks. Like up to 20% off hundreds and thousands of hotels and a whole lot of other stuff I can't get into right now.
Big news. DirecTV got hot.
Thought they'd never lose those pudgy satellite dishes? Well, now they're streaming and steaming.
They've never been more flexible.
Is that DirecTV?
You bet it is.
They've got abs now, too.
I mean, apps. And you can get it with or without a device. No strings attached. It's true. DirecTV got hot. Sorry.
Not sorry. Get live TV and apps starting at $19.99.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin punches back harder. Nothing is proven more powerful for 24-hour non-drowsy relief. Claritin clears. Now try Claritin Liquid.
At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A promise kept with every new day.
That is for you.
Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
No one, not even WhatsApp, can see your personal messages. So your secret spot at the park stays secret.
All my ladies roll your deal like this. When you move your body, feel confident. All my ladies try this deal real quick. Let your body how you see fit.
My neck, your back, I smell so good, they ask.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in the $7 Supreme box. Or try the $9 Discovery box featuring the crispy chicken burrito. Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
America, are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating. Assigned seating! Assigned seating! Assigned seating! I can't believe it! Out of my way!
I can choose my seat?
Southwest has assigned seating. Plus, extra legroom seats.
Yes! Now we can sit together on the plane.
Do we have to?
No.
I can't believe nobody's ever thought of this before.
Nature's Bounty. Your bones are 4 times as strong as concrete. Nature's Bounty supplements your bone health with high-absorption magnesium. It's in your nature to stand strong. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
We're back on NFL Live. It's time to read and react. For that, we start in Denver, where Bo Nix was ranked in the top 100 NFL players of 2025. He was asked about it. Here's what he had to say.
I think it's obviously a cool honor for because that's your peers thing. That's guys you play, but at the same time, just the way I think, the way I am motivated, I want to continue to get higher, and not even for the ranking. It doesn't really matter what you're ranked. It's just an internal standard that I have, that I want to be the best in the world, and I know there's a lot of guys that I'm competing for that with, and I'm not going to stop until I at least give it my best try.
Well said, Bo. Adam, what are you hearing about the expectations for Bo Nix heading into year 2?
I think they're expecting big things from Bo Nix. They've added Evan Ingram at tight end. They've added R.J. Harvey at running back. They've added some key parts to an offense that has been stabilized with the presence of Sean Payton. And the Broncos feel like they have the quarterback they need to rise now to the next level. Big year ahead for Bo Nix.
All right, let's go to New England, where Mike Reese caught up with Christian Gonzalez, asked him about what it's been like in camp lining up against Stefon Diggs.
Come out to a Patriots practice and you see you and Stefon Diggs lined up across from each other. What has that been like with Diggs?
It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of competition. Asked about us getting in the film room and going over certain plays and releases and not even, me against him pulling up film of him going against, he's always going against the number one corner. So kind of just trying to learn how he would attack a number one corner and how that I can add that to my game.
Why do you think Stefon Diggs can work in this offense?
For the reason that Christian talked about there, exactly. Honestly, it's that veteran route running ability, which he's honestly one of the best route runners in the league, that gives me so much excitement to see him in this offense. I'm also excited to see the pairing with Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, who I think does a great job of springing his receivers open versus man coverage. Stefon Diggs in Houston was a first down machine. If he's anything like he looked last year coming off of this injury, this is a huge win for New England to get him.
I love it. Let's go to Dallas, where fans are cheering, but not the way you'd think, and they've gotten Jerry Jones' attention.
I was shocked. I was shocked last year when we ended up with the record that we had. I never saw that coming. A lot of changes out here, a lot of coaching changes, a lot of player changes. There's going to be Dallas Cowboys of the year 2025.
All right, so they were chanting "Pay Micah" just in case nobody heard it. Field, no surprise, Jerry's being Jerry, but what exactly is the holdup here?
Laura, I was watching Landman last night with my wife, and Jerry Jones appears, and I'm thinking about all that royal money. Like, there's money to pay Micah Parsons. This is the reality of being patient with these deals. As I know the Cowboys, as Jerry said, the owners felt like they were very close to a contract with Micah Parsons. The problem is close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? So you need to have a deal done before you can feel confident that this thing is actually behind you. Eventually this deal will get done, but I feel like some zeros have been added, or some millions have been added to Micah's price tag.
Yeah, there we go. Listen, it's going to work out great for Micah. For more on Dallas, let's go to this new on NFL Live. From our Cowboys reporter Todd Archer, Cowboys starting left tackle Tyler Guyton slowly walked off the field after getting examined by the medical staff. He got rolled up on during a pass play, so something to keep an eye on there. Certainly the health of the O-line crucial to the expectations for Dallas's offense. Adam, there was some contract news coming out of Dallas yesterday, just not the news we thought. What more can you tell us?
They've signed their tight end Jake Ferguson to a long-term contract extension, and so while everybody's waiting for a deal to get done with Micah Parsons, the truth of the matter is the Cowboys are moving ahead in other directions, and they started with their tight end Jake Ferguson who got the 4-year extension worth $52 million. He's obviously a security blanket for Dak Prescott, productive in that offense, a player they want to keep long term, and now they've done that.
So I really like this deal for Dallas because I think Jake Ferguson has quietly been one of the more underrated tight ends in football. And I also think he's going to absolutely eat in this offense with George Pickens in the mix now alongside CeeDee Lamb. You know, we've been talking about this. I anticipate they're going to face a ton of too high coverage with those two receivers on the field. And the middle of the field, to me, is going to be wide open for him. We know how much Dak Prescott absolutely loves throwing those seam balls to his tight ends. And so I just think this could be a huge year for Ferguson, in part because of the space created by the presence of the two other receivers on this roster.
By the way, he got so unlucky last year with no receiving touchdowns, Jake Ferguson. I'll say this, is I think that one of the pieces of feedback that fans might have when they see this deal is like, you can get a deal done for Jake Ferguson. Why can't you get something done with Micah Parsons? First of all, some deals easier to get done than others. Second of all, these things are not mutually exclusive, people. I'm here to tell you this has no impact whatsoever on the negotiations for Micah Parsons. That's a matter that will continue until the deal is actually pen to paper, as we thought it might be a few months ago, Laura, but as I reminded people, until it's done, it's not done, and that number keeps going up. Thank you to guys like Myles Garrett and TJ Watt.
Yeah, and thanks to this, we're going to keep talking about it until
it's great content for us.
I can't wait for that tweet that Adam sends out saying, Micah Parsons has signed a massive deal. He's the highest paid ever.
Sure, Adam can't wait also.
I know. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at NFL Live. We're with you all week long. Same time, same place.
Welcome into Sports Center Happy Hour edition. Brian Custer and Mina Smith here with you. Special guest, our baseball guru, Jeff Passan, hanging out with us just ahead of the trade deadline as well.
Yeah, we also got a health update on Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. Heather Dinich is going to join us as well. Plus, Adam Schefter with the latest NFL training.
But first, we have Jeff Passan here to give us the latest on some drama in the baseball world between the commissioner, Rob Manfred, and Bryce Harper. So what's the latest between those two?
There was a meeting, Amina, last week where Rob Manfred's been going around to clubhouses for 3 years now, talking with players, trying to get to know them a little better. And in the course of this, the economics of baseball came up. Now, the collective bargaining agreement doesn't expire until December 1st, 2026. But Bryce Harper did not like the tone of what Rob Manfred was saying, particularly alluding to but not using the word salary cap, and walked up to him in the middle of the clubhouse and said, if you're going to talk about that, you can get the bleep out of our clubhouse. Rob Manfred shot back at him. Didn't have to be separated. At the end of the meeting, they wound up shaking hands. But this just goes to show that Major League Baseball has a problem with credibility with the players right now. It has been there for a long time, and as much as the commissioner is trying to bridge that, the concern in the game, guys, is that when that collective bargaining agreement expires, there could be another work stoppage in baseball.
You know, that's not the only big story you're working on, because Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase, he was placed on paid leave as part of an MLB sports betting investigation. Three-time All-Star, second Cleveland Guardian pitcher to be put on leave due to this investigation, Luis Ortiz being the other. So what's the latest you can talk to us about here when you talk about this investigation, Jeff?
Yeah, Brian, Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase will be on non-disciplinary paid leave until at least August 31st as Major League Baseball continues to look into this. We know that they are looking into a June 15th pitch and a June 27th pitch, a single pitch by Luis Ortiz. It's not clear at this point what the target with Emmanuel Clase is, but the Guardians put out a statement talking about how they do not expect any other players to be involved in this. How this turns out remains to be seen, but the fact that there are two players on the same team involved in the same gambling situation is not good for anyone involved.
Yeah, a lot of big storylines in the majors right now. Jeff, thanks so much. We'll see plenty more of you this week as the trade deadline approaches on Thursday.
Well, the big story in college football is Colorado head coach Deion Sanders revealed today that he missed practices in the spring and early summer due to aggressive bladder cancer. Had his bladder removed. His oncologist said that he is now cancer-free. Deion spoke about his recovery today in only the way Deion Sanders can.
It's a totally different life. I mean, thank God. I depend on depend. You know, if you know what I mean. I truly depend on depend. Like I cannot control my bladder. So I get up and go to the bathroom already 4 or 5 times a night. But then I'm sitting up there, waking up, you know, like my grandson. We in the same thing. You know, we got the same problem right now. We going through the same trials and tribulations. We're trying to see who has the heaviest bag at the end of the night. Like it's ridiculous. But I'm making a joke out of it, but it's real. Like it is real. It is real. It is real. So if you see porta potty on the sideline, it's real. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna see it.
And the important thing, he's cancer-free. So let's bring in our college football reporter, Heather Dinich. You know, Heather, Deion and his doctors, they talked for a while today about everything from the diagnosis to the surgery to his recovery to his coaching future. What was your biggest takeaway from what you heard?
My biggest takeaway was his sheer resolve to get through this for his family and his football team, and to find humor in the situation, use it as a message to inspire other people to get checked. But this resolve should come as no surprise to people who know this coach. I mean, he talked today about how he walked 1.3 miles every day as long as he could with 2 bags filled with urine and blood, because that's who he is. That's the type of person he is. He also reminded members of the media at the press conference, hey, I'm sitting here talking to you with 8 toes, because he had 2 amputated. He's dealt with blood clots in his leg. He said, I'm built for this. I'm ready, I'm able, I'm strong. He plans to be on that sideline this fall, even with a porta potty.
Yeah, that is great. That's the best news out of everything, is someone who's battled his own cancer battles. Listen, our thoughts are with you, Coach Prime, as you get stronger. Heather Dinich, thank you for your perspective.
Coming up, Luka debuts a new trimmed-down look, what it means for the upcoming season for the Lakers. Plus, NFL training camps roll on. The holdouts, the hold-ins, and all the latest with Adam Schefter coming up next.
Mom.
When this happens, they count on you.
Don't stress, sweetie.
You got USAA. And you can count on us. Count on USAA. Members who switch saved an average of $840 a year on car insurance.
Hey, you know you're not actually allowed to drink in a beer commercial?
Since when?
You gotta wait till it's done. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This Kia Turbo Hybrid is built for all the things you've yet to do. Like taking a long drive, just to throw a monster tailgate party at an away game.
Brisket, anyone?
Do what's yet to be done. The Kia Carnival Turbo Hybrid. Kia, movement that inspires.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more from my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now. It's a difference I can feel, and they can see, and she can too.
Camzyos works by targeting what's causing OHCM, and it's proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be playing again. Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
When the Colonel cooked up his famous $7 fill-up, some penny-pinching executive said for all that food, charge more. We can't show you what happened next. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Enjoy 4 fill-ups, just $7 each.
Recipe for a fun night? Spam musubi. With a side of friends, sizzle, pork, and
Are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating.
Assigned seating! Now we can choose our seats before we get on the plane. I had a dream about this!
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now.
What's that on that beat?
This is where the greatest city meets the world's greatest. Where the spotlight meets the highlights. And the chills, all the heat. This is where champions meet challengers. Where the looks meet all the feels. And these party vibes meet morning, noon, and night. This is the U.S. Open. What's spectacular for you see?
Brian and Amina back here with you on SportsCenter. NFL training camps march on. Preseason begins in just days. A developing story from the weekend: receiver Terry McLaurin joined the Commanders' band after holding out the first 4 days to get a new contract. He's not practicing with an ankle injury, and head coach Dan Quinn said it's not clear if he will practice when healthy without getting a new deal. McLaurin said he's taking things day by day. Our senior NFL insider Adam Schefter with us right now. And Shefty, what's the latest between Terry McLaurin and the Commanders when it comes to the contract situation?
Well, Amina, let's not confuse him reporting back to the team with him being any closer to a new contract. That does not appear to be the case right now. The two sides remain apart and disagree on Terry McLaurin's value here in the short and long term. We'll see whether they can figure it out. But in the interim, he says he has an ankle injury, and the team has put him on the physically unable to perform list. And I would imagine that one of the things that would expedite the healing of his ankle would be a new contract that he's aiming for. Right now, again, he was in the same draft class as DK Metcalf, who earlier this offseason was traded to Pittsburgh and landed a deal that averaged $33 million per year. I would think at this point in time, Terry McLaurin is looking for at least that, if not more. Washington is not willing to go there right now, at least not where he wants. And so we have a disagreement with McLaurin back in camp on the PUP list, but not any closer to being back practicing with his current team.
Yeah, McLaurin has the numbers to back it up. Just one of 2 players with 75 catches and 1,000 yards each of the last 5 seasons, along with Devontae Adams.
We see that a lot. Instead of holding out, guys hold in.
Yep.
Yeah, so they don't have to pay that money. By the way, the Raiders now, they released Christian Wilkins last week, and some new information today indicates he playfully kissed a teammate on the head in the locker room. Now, the reports indicate that that player took offense to it. So I got to ask here, Shefty, did that have anything to do with the Raiders releasing him?
Well, this was more about the condition of his foot and the fact that at various points during the offseason, Christian Wilkins did not undergo surgery on a foot that the Raiders felt like needed surgery to expedite the healing process. For whatever reason, Christian Wilkins did not want to have that surgery, kept putting it off, and it got to the point eventually where the Raiders, I think, were so frustrated that they were willing to void the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money in his deal and release him, which they did last Thursday. Now, this incident occurred last week. It was reported to HR. HR investigated it. But again, it's a he said case right now, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, so then what about him on the free agent market? What's the market like for Wilkins?
Well, he's not healthy right now. He has to be healthy before he can find a new team, and he still might need surgery.
All right.
Sorry.
Don't worry, Shefty. We're going to let you get some water, my man. We're going to make sure you stay healthy. That's Adam Schefter with the very latest. Thank you, Shefty.
All right, over to Bengals camp. The elephant on the field is a player who's not there. NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson. His contract holdout continues. Rookie edge rusher Shamar Stewart ended his holdout by signing a fully guaranteed contract. Our Jeremy Fowler caught up with him earlier today.
We'll take it day to day with him and get a feel for him over the course of practice. Don't want to overload him early on, and we've got plenty of time to get him right before this first preseason game, and we'll see where he lands when we get to that point. You know, he's a physical player. He's got great bursts, great twitch. So excited to see him evolve as a football player.
All right, we bring in our Jeremy Fowler. Of course, a welcome sign there for Bengals to see Shamar Stewart back out there, but still no Trey Hendrickson. What's the latest then with Trey and the Bengals?
Well, Brian, in talking to people here on the ground, the Bengals don't know when or if Trey Hendrickson will report to the team. Of course, they have to knock out a long-term extension first. I continue to hear that both sides appear dug in. They don't really want to give any more than they already have. But they have made progress in some areas, some structures of the contract. The issue remains guaranteed money, particularly on the back end of what will likely be a multi-year deal. Hendrickson remains training down in Florida. He doesn't want to come without a deal, so something is going to have to give. But you saw Shamar Stewart there earlier. Later in practice, I saw him bat down 2 passes back-to-back. He got the Bengals defense riled up. So they at least have some presence right now on the defensive line.
All right, so because they got Stewart now in camp, does the Bengals now don't have a sense of urgency when it comes to Hendrickson?
Well, they do, but this is a classic standoff. And they've been talking. I was told that they actually made some progress closer to the start of camp, but they just couldn't finalize it. And so this is a matter of guaranteed money. They can make it look nice on paper, put the number nice and big, but the player wants some long-term security. You know, he feels like at his level of caliber of player, 30 years old, this is probably his last crack at the apple. He wants multiple years and wants to be secure in that. The Bengals feel like they've gone pretty far in that case. How far are they willing to go? Somebody's going to have to relent and find a sweet spot here.
And still very productive. Obviously, he was the NFL sack leader last season. Jeremy Fowler with the latest. Thank you, Jay Fowler.
When the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, sources told ESPN that Dallas had grown frustrated with their star's lack of discipline with diet and conditioning. There were times he didn't exactly look chiseled. No more. A story of Men's Health shows a new, slimmer Luka and details his journey of a diet and workouts that he took to get there. His transformation is our take 2.
Him taking this challenge on is a really, really big deal, and it's very, very good news for the Los Angeles Lakers and Lakers Nation. No doubt about it.
Sign me up for the LA Luka diet. I'm all about it. I need to lose a few pounds anyway. But, Stephen A., it's clear that being summarily dismissed in Dallas has led to Luka being more motivated when it comes to taking his off-season strength and conditioning seriously.
There's a very scientific way to describe this diet. It's called extension eligibility.
Exactly.
It ended up pushing him to get in this amazing weight that I think is not only going to make him an MVP candidate next season, it's going to make him have longevity in his career, keep him around longer. Like, look how significantly different that looks.
You know what? I'm with Mike, too. When you got hundreds of millions and an extension coming, it'll make you turn into skinny Luka.
Yeah, that's a little bit of motivation. I will say this is almost like the Miami effect also. When you move down to Miami, you start looking like that. Probably the same thing out there in LA because everybody is inside of the gym. Let's bring in our Lakers reporter, Dave McMenamin, right now. And Dave, what more can you tell us about Luka's transformation this offseason?
Yeah, Mina and Brian, this was a dedication to his body. And in the past, it's been all about basketball workouts to get himself into shape for the basketball season. To me, his regimen this summer was a sign of maturity. He didn't even touch a basketball for about a month. And it came down to intermittent fasting, a protein-heavy diet, certainly not having any gluten, very limited sugar. And through that, it gave his body a chance to really rest and recover, limit the inflammation that he's experienced from really playing too much basketball, quite frankly, over the last several years. He played more minutes than any other player in the league leading up to the 24 NBA Finals when he lost to the Celtics with the Mavericks. And so this past year, his body started to break down. He had the calf injury, missed about 6 weeks in the middle of the season. Obviously, we see in the photos his body blew up. He wanted to take this moment to change the trajectory of his career. And it should be noted, that trajectory took him from Europe back to the United States, the first time in his career where he went on vacation, then came back to the U.S. And this promotional tour is going to end in L.A. this weekend. And guess what? This weekend, the Lakers can offer him a 4-year extension worth north of $220 million.
You know what? That's the good thing. Hopefully, with him being lighter, he'll be a lot healthier all season long for the Lakers. You know, Luka's career average of 28.6 points per game, the most by any player through the first 7 seasons since the GOAT, Michael Jordan. You forget he's only 26.
I know, only 26.
Dave McMenamin, thank you, man.
You got it.
All right, coming up, we walk and talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian, plus our weekend warriors, including a horse. That's next here on SportsCenter.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
You have a UTI at 30,000 feet. Good thing you can chat with an Amazon One medical provider from anywhere. Now just brace your urethra for turbulence.
Check out the new whip. Tight, tight.
Fully custom.
How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy?
As many Bud Lights as it takes.
It's a lot of Bud Lights. I'm gonna have to give me one of those.
If you keep making that face, it's gonna stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
USAA. Grandpa was in the military. He shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy.
USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
Most people don't realize how processed typical dog food is. At the Farmer's Dog, we believe dogs should be able to get their daily nutrition without the excess processing.
When the Colonel cooked up his famous $7 fill-up, some penny-pinching executive said for all that food, charge more. We can't show you what happened next. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Enjoy 4 fill-ups, just $7 each.
This is a true story. A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways. And do you know why?
Weapons, rated R.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
Hey, get away.
10 years ago, I invented the Ring video doorbell for moments like that, and Ring security cameras for moments like this.
We got you on video.
Protect your home the way I do. Learn more at ring.com.
Jim Abbott defied the laws of Major League Baseball.
Jim Abbott, to every young kid in New York, should be a hero.
Sometimes things happen that nobody sees coming. And that's the beauty of sport.
He did it! He did it! No-hitter for Jim Abbott!
The world doesn't have to dictate what is possible for you.
Wait, Noom has GLP-1 meds now?
Noom, the psychology-based weight loss company?
Yes, Noom combines medication and behavior change so you can lose the weight and keep it off.
And it starts at just $149.
Noom, the smart way to lose weight.
Inflation and economic uncertainty have affected all of us. But if you have a structured settlement or annuity, J.G. Wentworth can help you get a lump sum of cash now in exchange for some or all of your future payments. J.G. Wentworth has helped individuals get over $290 million in the past year alone. So why live month to month in these uncertain economic times? Call J.G. Wentworth today at 877-CASH-NOW and get the cash you need now from your structured settlement. Call now.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. Go to DealDash.com and see how much you can save.
They you talking about treason, they you talking about love. Let me live my life.
Nicole Briscoe was in Idaho for 50-50 at the Boise Ironman. 70.3, yes, 70.3 miles, a 1.2
Briscoe did
swim.
that?
Yeah, 56 bikes.
She did that?
I don't know if she did it, but we've got people who did 13.1 run, and Australian Sam Appleton won the men's event, and then Canadian Paula Findlay was the women's winner. They covered that 70 miles in only 4 hours. Up next on PTI, Tony and Mike weigh in on Cowboys fans' demands for Jerry Jones to pay Micah Parsons. Then on SportsCenter, with Shamar Stewart signed, the latest on Trey Hendrickson's standoff with the Bengals and how Deion Sanders' bout with cancer is affecting his coaching future.
Amina, we're taking Weekend Warriors International. How about three-time MVP Nikola Jokic? His horse won. Look, he hopped the fence.
Wow.
My man Jokic was hugging everybody. He had more emotion with his horse than he had when he won the
I was about to say,
championship.
I don't think I remember seeing him cry when he won the NBA Finals. Oh my goodness.
How about in Scotland, former Florida State star Lottie Wold made her pro debut, came away with a 3-shot win. She's the third all-time to win in their first start on the LPGA Tour as a tour member. Also won the Irish Open earlier this month as an amateur. You go, girl. And then in the States, how about Nafisa Collier?
Oh, yeah.
Poured in 32 against the Dream on Sunday. Wasn't enough, though. Lynx lost their first home game of the season. Of course, Collier remains the overwhelming favorite to win the MVP this season.
Our next WNBA game is tonight at 8 Eastern. Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty take on the Wings. Coverage tips with WNBA Countdown at 7:30.
It's a new era of college football.
The longest, toughest postseason climb. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop.
That was fun. Let's do it again. To the end zone! Oh, wow!
You're out there with your friends playing every Saturday. What could get better than that?
This is as good as it gets. This is college football.
Don't want to hear no more talk. Let's do it. Exciting football on the way.
Well, Texas enters year 5 under head coach Steve Sarkisian. They've improved each year, but have yet to reach that title game. This year, they're tied with Ohio State's shortest odds to win it all, according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Reese Davis caught up with Sark.
Austin is buzzing. A lot is different in college football this year. One thing, though, that isn't Texas and the expectation.
You take a walk every day.
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
I started taking walks in 2020 after I had heart surgery at Alabama. Really, it was because my doctor said, hey, you can't do strenuous activities, but you need to be active. It's been probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Strip, punch from the back. Here we go. What's the best idea you've ever had on the walk?
One in particular, we had a trick play up in the Big 12 championship game in 2023.
Here's some trickery. It's a flea flicker.
So from that moment on, it's like on the walk is when things are going to happen.
I haven't asked about Arch Manning yet. Super talented player, gets a lot of attention. What makes him suited to handle it?
The Mannings. As big as they are, they have this unique way of getting into character when they need to be in character and stepping out of character when they don't need to be in character and focus on what they need to do. This isn't about how many eyeballs they can get on me, but yet they understand there are going to be eyeballs on him.
It's just hard to ignore the number. It's hard to ignore the name on the back.
I see all the pictures and videos of him when he was a little kid wearing a Texas Longhorn jersey.
I want to go to Texas.
So this guy's been dreaming about playing quarterback at Texas his whole life. So I just want him to enjoy it.
The Longhorn season will end at 13-3.
You guys have been close. A step away from the national championship game. Is that something that gnaws at you?
It takes so many things to come together the right way to win a championship. A ton of respect for Ohio State a year ago. They had a great team. The year before, Michael Penix had a fantastic night. It was one of those games. What encourages me is to know we wouldn't have built ourselves into where we've been the last 2 years if we weren't doing some things the right way. You appreciate the journey and the grind that each season gives you, and we're starting a new one, and I hope we're in the exact same position again this year.
Mina, let's hit some top plays, top 4 plays here, and let's start baseball. Phillies, Yankees, Jazz Chisholm hits to the center field. Johan Rojas, look at this throw. But look at the tag by JT Realmuto. And gets Cody Bellinger the leap and then got him right there on the head. And you're out at home. How about that?
In midair,
In
too.
midair, I like it.
Padres taking on the Cardinals at number 3. Ground ball grabbed by Jose Iglesias right there. Goes behind the back to Jake Cronenworth, who barehands it for the out. The trickery. I mean, take another look at this right here.
That's good stuff.
Just with the bare hand. He's like, watch me do this.
Yeah, I like it.
Padres go on to win 9-2.
All right, number 2, we got to go to Commanders camp. Jaden Daniels looking to the back of the end zone, and somehow Jalen Lane, double covered, comes down with the catch. You want to talk about Moss? He mossed 2 guys.
In traffic, yes.
2 cats here. I like it.
Let's take it to the number 1 play. CFL, Hamilton Tiger Cats taking on the BC Lions. Bo Levi Mitchell throws deep, but Robert Carter Jr. makes the incredible one-handed interception. Take a look at it again. I mean, this is actually crazy.
Yeah.
What in the world? Goes up, goes almost completely horizontal, makes the pick, and that's why it's a number 1 play.
Okay, high five, though, to the former All-Pro returner Cordell Patterson. Sense of humor. Getting a jump on his second career, posted on social media, breaking news. Pittsburgh Steelers release an old washed-up Cordell Patterson on his day off.
What did Craig say? How you get fired on your day off? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Look, he's trying to get ahead of it, maybe giving Shefty a reference.
Because he ain't got no job no more.
Look, you know what? Here, we got a high five because we still got a job.
Yeah, we're amen to that.
See you guys next time.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. We had a 3-day weekend. Tony, how did you spend it?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, the usual. Golfing, napping, wingsuit, base jumping. You ever do that?
Yeah, well, you can tell me in the break what the hell that is.
So you put on this suit so you literally look like Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and then you jump, and then you fly around. I would never do this. Never.
No.
I mean, no. It's unthinkable. But you do look like Rocky the Flying Squirrel for those people who are Bullwinkle fans. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Aaron Rodgers responds to Terry Bradshaw, Aaron Judge hits the IL, and Nikola Jokic cries. But we begin today, with Jerry Jones reacting to fans screaming at Cowboys training camp, "Pay Micah," an obvious reference to Micah Parsons' contract dispute. Jerry said afterwards, quote, "That was a faint little sound compared to the way they were hollering last year, 'Pay Lamb.' Whoever's not in, you can count on a few hollering that, but it was a big, loud chant last year on Lamb," unquote. Woman, what do you think of Jerry's response to the "Pay Micah" chants?
Tony, from one cranky old man to another about yet another, there is nothing Jerry Jones says that I pay any attention to. Nothing. Because to the point of trying to decipher what he says and assign meaning to it and analyze to it is a damn waste of time, and I don't have that much. Jerry Jones likes to hear himself talk. He likes to talk. He likes to stand in a room with reporters and talk. I'm sure if there's nobody in the room, he'd stand there and talk. It's fine. He's earned it. He's a cranky old man. He can do whatever he wants. But I'm not paying any attention, so I assign no meaning to it. It's what he likes to do. He likes to be on stage. He's not a stage parent. He's just a stage, he's a showman. And he wants all your attention all the time, and I'm not going to give it to him. You are more inclined to do that and read the tea leaves and go into 9 levels of meanings of what he says. I don't give a damn what Jerry Jones says.
So without disagreeing with you on any particulars, I disagree with you on the conclusion, even though I think what you're saying is basically right. To me, this is fabulous, and I would say I don't know that there's any owner in any sport who has more fun than Jerry Jones. These people who are yelling, "Pay Micah," they're Cowboy fans. They're not antagonists. They're not haters. They're Cowboy fans, and yet Jerry, with his tongue planted firmly in his cheek, trolls them, and by extension, by mentioning C.D. Lamb from last year, trolls his player, Micah Parsons, as well. I look at Jerry probably the same way as you do in this regard. He ought to be a judge on American Idol. He's just out there talking. He has a lot of fun. I think we both agree he's going to pay him anyway. I mean, to me, he's more fun than Woody Johnson of the Jets. Here's what we've learned, and here's what I know. He paid Dak Prescott. He paid CeeDee Lamb. He's going to pay Micah Parsons, but because he's writing the checks, he wants to get every ounce of fun out of this thing. And the reason I know he's going to pay him is that Micah Parsons has not yet said the following words. Get me out of here. I hate it here. He's not Jimmy Butler. He's going to get paid and he's going to stay.
All that's true, but he hurts his team in the process. Damian Woody pointed out, he's got a couple of Super Bowl rings, Damian Woody, since the time when the Cowboys have done anything. Damian Woody pointed out that when you do this, and it's fine, you can do whatever you want, but the cost is steeper. And so you pay two dudes $5 and $7 million more, and there's $12 million because you waited and you waited and you waited, and then you miss out on two players who might help your roster. So Jerry Jones does this. The Cowboys, they're not in the big action late. They're not relevant in January, so he could be hurting his team while he's doing it. Again, I don't care about that because I don't care about the Cowboys, even though I know that most of the programming on this network is devoted to Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Now, oh my God, help me, to Aaron Rodgers' response to Terry Bradshaw. You may remember that the Steelers' great, that would be Terry, told 103.7 The Buzz that Rodgers should stay in California, chew on bark, and whisper to the gods. What a great rant that was. Rodgers, who of course signed with the Steelers in early June, said this weekend, quote, Terry's a legend. He won 4 Super Bowls. He's had a legendary career in the media, but Terry, like a lot of people, doesn't know me. I'd love to get to know Terry on a deeper level. Maybe we could chew some bark together, close quote. Tone, your thoughts on Rodgers' response?
It's brilliant. It's the Aaron Rodgers that I thought I knew a few years back. He reaches out to Bradshaw in the most complimentary way. He acknowledges what a great career Bradshaw has. He acknowledges how meaningful Bradshaw is in the Pittsburgh vicinity. And then he says quite reasonably, look, some of the stuff that I've said, some of the stuff that I've done may have been misinterpreted. You may not have had the real meaning or intent from it. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'd love to get to know you. And then he ends with a joke about eating the bark. Mike, you could pay a management consulting firm $100,000 for this, and it wouldn't be any better. It's a brilliant script that Aaron Rodgers has written, and I give him all the credit in the world because he has put Terry Bradshaw in a position now where Terry Bradshaw has no alternative but to smile and to say, let's chat and let's eat. It's brilliant.
And Terry will know that. And if you paid the management consultant firm $1 million, they screw it up. Chances are they wouldn't be smart enough to come up with what Aaron Rodgers did. Tony, like you, when I heard this, I just thought, this is the Aaron Rodgers we used to see all the time, who wasn't so self-indulgent in whatever weekly appearance that he comes off like somebody you don't want to get to know. When Aaron Rodgers, for years, was someone you couldn't wait to get to know and have a conversation with. I'm lucky I got to have conversations. Let me just say this. You and I have been around Terry Bradshaw in our lives. We've listened to him. We've sat with him. He's entertained us. Who's better to sit around with than Terry Bradshaw? The answer is nobody. Nobody.
I think Aaron Rodgers knows that. I want to take the position now. I'll take the position now of a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Because up until this happened, if you were a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you could hate Aaron Rodgers. Say, what do we need this guy for? He ruined the Jets. We don't want him here. But then this happens, and it's a turnaround. It's a 180. And now if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you can say, you know what? I suddenly like him. I'm suddenly rooting for him because he acknowledged Terry Bradshaw. Smart.
Got some energy.
Just so smart. Let's move to baseball. The big news over the weekend was Aaron Judge going on the IL for 10 days because of an elbow issue, a right flexor strain from pain after a throw from right field. When Judge returns to the Yankees, he will likely be a designated hitter, moving Giancarlo Stanton to the outfield. Wilbon, what does Judge's injury do to the Yankees and to Judge's season?
Well, it diminishes his season and it diminishes the Yankees, particularly if he has to either be out a longer time than 10 days or when he comes back, if he's not the Aaron Judge we've seen, who's right there at the, top of the list with Big Dumper for MVP honors in the American League. So, Tony, one of the things about Aaron Judge, I think I'm belatedly starting to realize is that Aaron Judge isn't just the best Yankee today, and he's that. He's the best player on the team. He's one of the best Yankees of all time, which is a mouthful. And not the best Yankee on the Tampa Rays. Yeah, I mean, not the best player ever on the. He's one of the best players on the New York Yankees. He's going to be in Monument Park, right? If he's a two-time MVP, if he gets a third, he's with like Mantle and DiMaggio and Berra. My God, so it diminishes the Yankees if if he's not there.
I grant you all of that. I don't think it cripples the Yankees because they're going to be able to put him in the batting order. Shohei Ohtani DHs for the Dodgers. It doesn't cripple that team at all. The problem is he's a very good fielder, Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton hasn't been out there for 2 or 3 years, and he has tennis elbow, so who's he throwing to? My question is the same as your question. How serious is this injury? Is it something that will keep him away from the Yankees completely? Is it something that requires surgery? We've seen this before. When Aaron Judge goes in a slump, the entire Yankee production goes down. It seems to affect everyone on the team. He's the last 11 games, and this may coincide with pain in his elbow. The last 11 games, let me get the numbers right, batting 184 with an OPS of 750. But on the season, Mike, batting 342 with an OPS of 1,160. That's Babe Ruth land, kids. Babe Ruth land. So if you diminish his ability to play, that hurts the Yankees. And Yankees are a solid playoff team. They're not awesome. They need this guy. He's a great
he's
player.
Their best player right now.
Yeah.
He's their
Let's
best.
take a break. Yeah. Coming up, what's the word for the 4 home run performance that Nick Kurtz delivered on Friday night?
And later, did the MLS make the right call by suspending the great Lionel Messi for skipping their All-Star game?
So I thought that Rodgers' response was brilliant, and I thought Jerry's was self-indulgent but fun. Jerry is fun to me.
Pardon the interruption is brought to you by Purina, your pet, our passion.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by manufacturing prosthetic leg belts that allow for greater flexibility of movement. Michelin, motion for life.
With Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk, you'll want to savor every moment. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and of course, it's delicious. Fairlife.
But wait, there's Marco's.
And Mike. So what do you think of Marco's Pizza with Mike's Hot Honey?
It's so good.
Marco's Hot Honey Magnifico is back for summer. With dough made in-house daily, topped with 2 kinds of pepperoni, all drizzled with Mike's Hot Honey. Only at Marco's.
ProPlan believes exceptional nutrition fuels more than the days in your life. It fuels the life in your days. ProPlan. Fuel for life.
They don't know the first thing about you or Walmart Plus. Like that Walmart Plus members get free delivery on more than just groceries. Free delivery on these apples and this shirt.
The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
The mountain is calling.
Give me the sunshine, give me a deal. Give me a deal.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back because we know you love to get the most out of your pizza by getting the most on your pizza. Get any hand-tossed pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Get extra without paying extra for $9.99 at Domino's.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
The W's biggest names bring the heat in Dallas. We can't get enough. Liberty, Wings. Tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Oh, Brawny now has 3 plies.
That's lit.
Baby, you're 40.
Only Brawny has 3 plies. It's new, and it's stronger than Bounty. Brawny. Some of the strongest.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums, so you can enjoy the food you love.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages, they're yours. We can't read them.
Corey keeps printing out things for the meeting.
We can't hear them. We can't see them. They're all private. On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Not even us.
Let's talk salary.
Great. What do you typically offer for this role?
It's competitive.
And if it was a number, it would be...
A competitive number.
With Indeed, you can avoid awkward salary conversations from the start.
Well, a number.
Is it competitive?
At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A promise kept with every new day. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods begins Sunday on the networks of ESPN.
Time to find out what's lighting up the littles. Let me get the first one. Let me explain. We have a summer mailbox. The regular mailbox is having some plastic surgery.
What are you doing? Mail time.
The regular one is having plastic surgery. That's why we have it. What's your word for rookie Nick Kurtz's performance at the plate on Friday night?
Here's my word. Holy bleep. That's the word. Because, Tony, 4 home runs and a double and a single. I mean, he scores 6 runs in a game. This is insane. He has 19 total bases. There's just, if you examine just each individual act, it's crazy. When you add it all up, that's why I go, holy bleep. I'm watching baseball that night. I'm watching another game, and they break in on MLB to show you what this kid is doing. It's only his 66th game. And he's sort of gangly looking. He's like 6'5", 6'6", and he's just powering the ball out. Tony, the double almost went out. He would have had 5 home runs. Holy bleep. I mean, you know, this is not in the get-up era. This is all-time stuff, 140 years of Major League Baseball where this is a first. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'm going to use an H word as well, but it will be one word, and it will be historic. As you say, 4 home runs. He's only the 20th player of all time to hit 4 home runs in one game. He's the only rookie who's ever done it. So there's 4 home runs. He's 6 for 6, as you said. He has 19 total bases. Nobody's ever had more than 19. He scores 6 runs, and he drives in 8. Who's putting up those kinds of numbers right now? Not Shohei, not Judge, not the big dumper, not right now, not this year. You know, I mean, this is remarkable. My first question, Mike, was did he do this in that minor league park where the A's play? And, you know, because I would have discounted that a little bit, maybe. Yeah. But no, I find out he does it in Houston. I've never heard of this kid. Like, there's no way to be more anonymous than playing for the A's in Sacramento. Good for him. Good for him.
Great
What's
for him.
next?
There's no better night, though. He's not topping this. Not ever. He can play 25 years. He can go Tom Brady length of time.
Stop talking.
And he's not
going
to top this.
Stop. There's another question. I want to hold up the mailbox again because it is an awful-looking mailbox.
Mailbox is hideous.
Here we go. Are the Pirates right to ramp up Paul Skeens' pitch count?
No. And, you know, I'm a guy who wants to see starting pitchers out there, and Paul Skeens is must-see TV. But the Pirates are out of it. They're the only team in the division, Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, Reds. The Pirates are the only team in the division out of it. So why ramp him up to what end? You're not in contention. You're not in wild card contention. Just he'll wind up getting about 190 innings just with his normal starts and normal innings left. I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, so until this particular game, he hadn't thrown more than 88 pitches in any one outing since June 19th. In this game, he threw 99 pitches. So let's not get crazy here. He didn't throw 135. He's a professional starting pitcher, and he threw 99 pitches. That's okay with me. Let me go through some numbers here. He now has 45 starts in a little under 2 full seasons. 266 innings total, which is about, Mike, just under 6 innings per start. His career ERA is 1.89. This year it's 1.83, and it's 9.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. He had 9 strikeouts in this game, all of them swinging. These are Walter Johnson numbers, kids. I know you love this guy, The Miz. You let me know when he's got numbers like this at this point in his career. Paul Skeens is fabulous. And then,
okay.
99 pitches is no big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but Tony, the point is, why ramp him up now? And get in contention. Go get some hitters. Go get a lineup. So just to throw him out there now.
You don't mind that he throws 99 pitches. He's not Fergie Jenkins throwing 135.
Tony,
okay.
I'm not comparing him to that. I know that.
No.
Now, maybe he wants it, and maybe they got to give it to him, or they think he leaves. I'm not comparing him to it. You're the one who went through the numbers because you've become numbers obsessed. I don't know why.
Yeah,
the numbers don't compare to anything that matter.
Go look up the big train. Look at his numbers. They're this kid's numbers. Not female.
Yeah.
Let's take one last break. Still to come, Nikola Jokic cries with joy over a harness race result. What did he have, the big triple? Did he have it? Did he box it?
Luka makes the cover of a men's health magazine. 45 starts, that's a season and a week for Jenkins and Gibson and Drysdale. That's all it is. It doesn't matter.
Start somewhere.
Tonight on SportsCenter at 6 Eastern. What Deion Sanders' battle with cancer means for his coaching future. Plus, the Bengals deliver an update on Trey Hendrickson's holdout. And full details of Bryce Harper's heated meeting with Rob Manfred. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern on ESPN.
Honestly, we should have used a condom, but we got distracted.
Honestly, we've been together for a while, so...
Getting tested never really crossed my mind.
I know I should get tested for HIV, but honestly, I'm afraid to find out.
Honestly, I should ask him about his HIV status, but what if he gets weird about it?
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help protect their sexual health.
It starts with condoms and getting regularly tested for HIV and other STIs, so you know your status.
And talk honestly with a healthcare provider about your sexual health and all your prevention options.
If you're HIV negative, you and your healthcare provider can decide if PrEP may be right for you. PrEP means routinely taking prescription medicine before you're exposed to HIV to help reduce your chances of getting it. And it can be 99% effective when taken as prescribed.
I'm gonna get tested and find out about all my prevention options. Because honestly,
our health is worth protecting.
But wait, there's Marco's.
And Mike.
So what do you think of Marco's Pizza with Mike's Hot Honey?
It's so good.
Marco's Hot Honey Magnifico is back for summer with dough made in-house daily, topped with 2 kinds of pepperoni, all drizzled with Mike's Hot Honey. Only at Marco's.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve. Also try liquid gels for fast and long-lasting pain relief.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
Whoa!
Premium features, perks, and extras. And incredible prices for nationwide 5G.
Pretty good deal.
There's a plan for everyone at Cricket Nation.
Get the drink that gets you. at Sonic.
At Sargento, we've been making your post-lunch, post-dinner, post-whenever snack a wow, wow, wow. You can taste over 70 years of our family commitment to high-quality, real, natural cheese in every bite. You have our word on it, you have our name on it.
Sargento.
A promise you can taste.
A message from Mike. It takes some thick skin to make something this hard. Hand-picked lemons for maximum flavor. Go hard. Nobody makes lemonade like Mike.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond. With airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life.
Are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating!
Assigned seating! Now we can choose our seats before we get on the plane. I had a dream about this!
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now.
For me, just like you made me cry, cry for me. Yeah.
What's great about a partnership with Staples and Sahir is I really get to see the difference we're making in his business.
It feels like a small print shop.
Order online and pick up at your local Staples Print Center. Get $20 off custom print orders of $100 or more.
What's up with Myra?
She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow.
Poor Myra. Is that a frog?
Think we should help her?
No.
Paycor streamlines and optimizes every aspect of people management, from recruiting and onboarding to payroll and benefits. Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders.
With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire. And his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
Pardon the interruption is brought to you by Charles Schwab. Own your tomorrow.
Happy time, people. Happy 41st birthday, D'Amico Ryans. The head coach of the Houston Texans went up the coaching ladder with the 49ers before the Texans call. Ryans, a two-time Pro Bowl linebacker with the Texans and the Eagles, was inside linebackers coach in San Francisco, then was elevated to defensive coordinator when Robert Saleh made the ill-fated decision to become head coach of the Jets. Ryans was a second-round pick out of Alabama in 2006 and was Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Texans are one of those teams many people see playoff potential in, especially since the AFC South is such a winnable division, and the Texans are set at quarterback with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, and the season's going to revolve in large part, Tony, around Stroud. I don't know whether it's fair to ask or expect it for him to go back to the performance of rookie year after a little backslide as a sophomore, but they're going to need that, the Texans are.
Not so happy anniversary Detroit Lions. On this day 26 years ago, the franchise was stunned when Barry Sanders, the best running back in team history, announced his retirement at the age of 30. Sanders later said in his 2003 autobiography, quote, "I didn't see what good there was hanging around when the organization wasn't trying to put together a winning team. I didn't think they were as serious about winning as our competitors," unquote. Sanders said there were tears in his eyes in the last game of the 1998 season, a 19-10 loss to the Ravens because, quote, "I knew it was over," unquote. Among other things, Sanders was voted on the NFL Network for most elusive back in NFL history and the #1 player to never play in the Super Bowl.
Man, starting pitching, great running backs. They're the essence of their sports, and when you don't have them, I'm less interested. I don't know what the top 5 are, but I wrote down these names. Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk. That's 6 guys. Don't ask me to kick off one. I can't do it. But that's my group of the top running backs. And I'm leaving out guys like Bo Jackson and O.J. Simpson or Earl Campbell. Great running backs. Can we have more?
Happy trails, Emmanuel Clase. Baseball placed the Guardians closer on non-disciplinary paid leave as part of a sports betting investigation. Clase led the American League in saves for the last 3 seasons. He has 24 this season for a team that's 1 game below 500. Clase joins teammate Luis Ortiz on this same leave list. and a bonus happy trails to Nikola Jokic's stoic demeanor. The Nuggets center broke into tears after his horse won a big harness race in Serbia. Jokic climbed over the rail, hugged the horse, and celebrated with champagne. Compare this to when he won the title with the Nuggets and said, quote, "The job is done. We can go home now," unquote. Harness racing has always been Jokic's first love. His father runs a local harness racing club and once persuaded his son to become a basketball player first and a great horseman later. Jokic recently said, quote, "Basketball is something that I'm just good at, but horses are something in which I feel the most happiness and sadness," unquote.
Care more about Class A here. I guess he's not getting traded to the shores of another lake. I was sort of hoping for that, but wow, he's got bigger fish to fry right now.
Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I apologize for that. Big finish. Justin Fields back on the practice field for the Jets today. Your reaction?
Good. There's only one reaction. Good. The MLS suspended the great Messi and Jordi Alba one match for missing the All-Star game. Is that fair?
Messi ought to buy the league and fire the commissioner. Luka Doncic made the cover of Men's Health. How's he look to you?
He looks great to everybody. Is he going to commit to defense too? Not just being slimmer, but defense. He going to do that? Washington receiver Terry McLaurin ended his holdout. Reported to training camp, Mr. DC, is that significant?
Yeah, he's their best receiver. Maybe this will get done. Last one, Deion Sanders says he's cancer-free after doctors removed a tumor from his bladder. Your thoughts?
Great to see him sitting there with that smile, talking about how he's come out on the other side of this and telling people to get tested. Hope you're well, Deion.
We're out of time. We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. Jim Vito, Brooks Brothers Searsucker, pal.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, knuckleheads.
This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan.
These are big facts. Welcome in. Elle Duncan solo for about an hour and a half. We've got some women's hoops on the way, and I've got some help. Adam Schefter is going to talk camp holdouts. Jeff Passan talking about a dust-up between Bryce Harper and the commish, and Dave McMenamin is going to weigh in on Luka's new bod. But we're going to start in the NFL. Terry McLaurin finally showed up to camp after a 4-day holdout. Though let's be clear, he's not pitching tints or even running routes. He's nursing an ankle injury. He likely won't practice until the Commanders cough up a new deal. So technically he's there, but until they pay him, he's more of an observer than, a camper. For much more, let's bring in our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter. All right, Shefty. So McLaurin's back at camp, not on the field. What more can you tell us about the hold-in?
Elle, let's not confuse him reporting back to work with the two sides being any closer to a deal. That is not the case. And right now, Terry McLaurin was tired of being fined $50,000 a day for being away from training camp and away from his teammates. Now he's back. He's not being fined $50,000 a day. He can get his ankle treated, which is why he has been placed on the physically unable to perform list. And it gives both sides time to try to figure out a deal that works for both sides, because right now there has not been one. But DK Metcalf was in the same draft class as Terry McLaurin. He got $33 million a year from the Steelers this offseason. Terry McLaurin's numbers have been better recently than DK Metcalf's. I think McLaurin can make the case that he deserves more than Metcalf, but right now Washington hasn't been willing to go there, and the two sides remain at odds over what his actual value is.
Yeah, he's in the final year of a 3-year deal that pays around $68 million. It puts him at 17th among wide receivers in terms of average annual value. I want to get the latest from you on a developing story that we had today with Colorado head coach Deion Sanders revealing that he missed practices in the spring and early summer due to aggressive bladder cancer. He had his bladder removed, and his oncologist said that he is now cancer-free. Here's Deion Sanders today talking about his ordeal.
Get checked out. Because if it wasn't for me getting tested for something else, they wouldn't have stumbled up on this. And make sure you get the right care, because without wonderful people like this, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, because it grew so expeditiously, I could say. But please get yourself checked out, especially African-American men. We don't like going to the doctors. We don't like nothing to do with a doctor. You know that. So I'm not just talking to the brothers. I'm talking to my Caucasian brothers, my Hispanic brothers, my Asian brothers, my everybody, and my sisters. And that's all y'all. Get checked out, because it could have been a whole nother gathering if I had. And I know there's a lot of people out there going through what I'm going through and dealing with what I'm dealing with. And let's stop being ashamed of it. And let's deal with it. And let's deal with it head on.
Just a really important message there from Deion. Obviously, great news that he's cancer-free. But what else, Chef D, can you tell us about his progress?
Well, what's amazing is they created a new bladder that doctors gave him. I didn't even know that that existed, Elle. Again, I'm a football insider, not a medical insider, but when can they put new bladders in your system and take out the one that obviously had issues? And Deion feels so good that it's not going to interrupt his coaching at all. He thinks he's going to be able to coach without any issues. And here's a coach who obviously the Dallas Cowboys spoke to, who's been connected at various points to the National Football League, whose sons are playing in the NFL this season, and he's going to be back on the Colorado sideline as eager and active as ever, thanks to all the help that he got from the medical community there in Boulder. They worked a miracle there, and it's great to see.
It really is. A new lease on life for Deion and a new era in terms of coaching. This is going to be the first season that Sanders doesn't coach a high school or college team with Shador at quarterback. Adam Schefter with the latest and sticking around. A reminder as we get ready for the college football season that in his second season, Coach Prime really turned the Buffs around. They went 9-4, outscored their opponents by nearly 10 points per game. You'll remember, if you juxtapose it to the first season, the Buffs were 4 games under 500 and outscored by nearly 7 points per game. I mentioned college football, and we've got much more ahead. Sark welcomes Reese Davis on a walk around Austin. How this simple ritual is helping Sark come up with creative strategies for the Longhorns. But we go to MLB and a developing story in baseball. Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase was placed on paid leave as part of an MLB sports betting investigation. The 3-time All-Star joins teammate Luis Ortiz, who was also put on leave earlier this month due to an investigation. And we bring in now our MLB insider, Jeff Passan, for more. And Jeff, you highlighted with me just last week that Clase would be a prime target on the trade market. What's the latest that you can tell us about this investigation?
Well, he's been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave, Elle, until August 31st. And Major League Baseball is still looking into the situation to try and figure out exactly what Emmanuel Clase did and just how involved it is with Luis Ortiz as well. The fact, though, that he is on leave at this point is alarming and concerning to the Cleveland Guardians and to Clase as well, and frankly, to all of Major League Baseball. We've seen a number of gambling cases that have come up, and the fact that right now it involves a 3-time All-Star, a 2-time American League best reliever, and that 2 players from the same team are both part of this investigation. The Guardians said that they expect only these 2 to be involved, and yet still it is problematic for the organization and all of baseball as a whole.
Absolutely. But you mentioned alarming and concerning. You've got another story as well that is everywhere, and it involves Bryce Harper and Commissioner Rob Manfred. What's going on?
Well, there was a meeting last week.
Okay.
And during this meeting where Rob Manfred has been going around and meeting with teams, every year for 3 years now and talking with them about all sorts of different things, including this year, collective bargaining issues. And Bryce Harper, in the middle of this meeting, was not happy at the implication. Now, Rob Manfred never used the word salary cap, but at the implication that Major League Baseball owners could push for one. And Bryce Harper went to the middle of the room where Rob Manfred was standing, went nose to nose with him and said, if you are going to talk about that, you can get the bleep out of our clubhouse. Manfred clapped back at Harper. Eventually, at the end of the meeting, they shook hands. And yet, this is a sign that going forward, there could be more labor discord in baseball. Now, the collective bargaining agreement doesn't expire until December 1st, 2026, but this is just the first warning shot in a story that's going to be continuing on for the rest of this season and certainly into next year.
It just feels so out of character for Bryce Harper because he's never been accused of being intense. The Phillies are a game and a half back on the Mets for the lead in the NL East, and Jeff is sticking around. That's called sarcasm, friends.
Thank you.
Jeff's sticking around so we can talk some action. We're 72 hours away, trade deadline, so you've got some news for us, some things that we should be looking out for. That's still ahead.
Still to come on SportsCenter, Jeff Passan returns with the latest MLB trade buzz with the deadline just 3 days away. Plus, how Kenny Pickett's injured hamstring is affecting the Browns' QB competition. Adam Schefter has the latest. And an update on where things stand in Trey Hendrickson's standoff with the Bengals. SportsCenter continues next.
You don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Geico. Every customer gets 24/7 fast-friendly claim support.
Could I get a picture?
Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities every day.
Stop. It's Doug the Pug. Doug!
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
You want to work at a bank?
Why not? Some of my best memories are at banks.
You robbed us 3 times.
That was this bank?
This Friday.
Master of Disguise, do your thing.
One of your size.
And one of my size.
The funniest movie of the year arrives.
You ever been deboned by a chicken?
All together now?
The Bad Guys 2.
We did it! We did it!
We didn't do it!
Yeah!
Rated PG. In theaters Friday.
It's been a long week. You've got a long to-do list, and you're starting to run a little short on groceries. Thankfully, you have DoorDash and top-rated shoppers who'll deliver groceries right to your door as if you picked them all yourself. You will have to put them in the fridge yourself, though. Put your groceries in good hands. Order all your groceries with DoorDash.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? Peekaboo.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans. Whoa! Premium features, perks, and extras. And incredible prices for nationwide 5G.
Pretty good deal.
There's a plan for everyone at Cricket Nation.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 4 years.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Everything is really getting more expensive.
The average grocery bill is now at its
Prices are up, but not at Metro. We've lowered prices. One line of unlimited 5G is now $40, period. And a free Samsung 5G phone, only at Metro.
No one, not even WhatsApp, can hear your personal messages. So your baby's first introductions stay private.
This is beautiful, you guys. Congratulations.
My name's Ari. Join me at DQ for Miracle Treat Day on Thursday, July 31st. $1 or more of each Blizzard treat sold at participating locations will benefit your local children's hospital, providing treatment to countless kids like me. Miracle Treat Day, Thursday, July 31st.
It's Miller time. For 50 years, Miller Lite has been there. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Legendary stories start with a light.
This ship collected specimens from distant planets. Monsters. FX's Alien Earth premieres August 12th on FX, Hulu, and Hulu on Disney+.
El Duncan back with you on SportsCenter. The developing story. The Bengals signed rookie holdout Shamar Stewart, but there's still a big hole in the defense. NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson remains away from camp, wanting a new deal. He says he won't play under his current contract. Here's head coach Zach Taylor talking about Stewart today.
We'll take it day to day with him and get a feel for him over the course of practice. Don't want to overload him early on, and we've got plenty of time to get him right before this first preseason game, and we'll see where see where he lands when we get to that point. You know, he's a physical player. He's got great burst, great twitch. So excited to see him evolve as a football player.
On the scene for us in Cincinnati is our senior NFL writer, Jeremy Fowler. You just saw him there in that video, and now he joins us live. So we're all good on the Shamar front, but where do things stand with Trey Hendrickson, Jay Fowl?
Well, Elle, the people I've spoke to with the Bengals organization do not know when or if Trey Hendrickson is going to report and show up to the team. He is training in South Florida. He's waiting for his contract. I'm told that there actually has been some progress on this deal over the last week or two on certain parts of it, but this is an issue of guaranteed money. Hendrickson wants a stronger guaranteed structure, particularly later in what should be a multi-year deal. But talking to people with the Bengals, they feel like, hey, we've probably relented as far as we can go. So this is a classic stare-off right now, and it's time to buckle up.
Yeah, you heard the preseason mention there from Zach Taylor. They kick off their preseason next Thursday against the Eagles. But I want to stay here with the Bengals because this is a team that preseason last year had the 5th best odds to win it all and famously didn't make the postseason. What did Coach Taylor tell you about his outlook for this season?
Well, Elle, he told me he wants more from his offense. Despite how good they were last year, averaging 28 points per game, ranking top 10 in all the categories, Burrow lighting it up. He believes that they can control games, start off by putting up a bunch of points early and then letting the defense feast off of that. Now, they have to get off to a faster start. That's the theme here, the urgency here. In the last 6 years under Zach Taylor, they've started weeks 1 and 2 with a 1-11 record. So that's the feeling here, that if they can just get going, maybe start 2-0, they can ride the momentum. But they know they have the offense to do it, and they feel like the defense actually will be better despite Hendrickson not being here. They feel like they have more balance.
Okay. I thought you were trolling me when you said he wants more from the offense, an offense that saw Joe Burrow rank 3rd in the NFL in total QBR, and then again, they didn't make the postseason. But alas, today might be opposite day. Jeremy Fowler joining us there in Cincinnati. What? Speaking of wanting more from your offense, Broncos receiver Courtland Sutton is going to be calling the only place he's ever played home a little longer. Adam Schefter says he and Denver agreed on a contract extension that keeps him with the team for another 4 years and sees the 2nd longest tenured current Bronco get a nice $8 million a year pay bump. We love that for him. All right, still ahead on SportsCenter, Schefter is back with the new details behind the Raiders' release of Christian Wilkins. And let me just say, the story just gets stranger and stranger by the day. But let's go to the NBA. When the Mavs traded Luka to the Lakers, sources told ESPN Dallas had grown frustrated with their star's lack of discipline when it came to diet and conditioning. There were times Luka looked more dad bod than buff dude. No mas. A story on Men's Health shows a new, slimmer Luka and details his efforts to get there. Dave McMenamin has much more on his revenge bod.
In the past, it's been all about basketball workouts to get himself into shape for the basketball season. To me, his regimen this summer was a sign of maturity. He didn't even touch a basketball for about a month. It gave his body a chance to really rest and recover, limit the inflammation that he's experienced from really playing too much basketball, quite frankly, over the last several years. He wanted to take this moment to change the trajectory of his career. And it should be noted, that trajectory took him from Europe back to the United States, the first time in his career where he went on vacation, then came back to the U.S. And this promotional tour is going to end in L.A. this weekend. And guess what? This weekend, the Lakers can offer him a 4-year extension worth north of $220 million.
Cha-ching. I mean, listen, he's earned the money. Whether you think his conditioning is good or not, he's off to a historic start to his career, averaging the 6th most points per game through a player's first 7 seasons in NBA history. The only players who've averaged more than Luka through their first 7 seasons, yeah, you're looking at a whole bunch of Hall of Famers, as are Tony and Mike, and they've got more in our PTI bonus topic.
All right, Wilbon, what does a trimmed-down Luka mean for the Lakers going forward?
It's better. Nobody's going to argue that Luka needs to be beefed up or go from 265 to 290. Nobody's going to argue that. He looks great. He looks great. Luka Doncic is a wondrous offensive player. He's a wizard. He's as great and as complete as almost any offensive player we've ever seen play basketball. But he's not committed to the other end of the game. And the truly great players are. Luka's not interested in defense. He hasn't been interested in it. Tony, I vote for MVP. I haven't put Luka in my top 2, and I don't even think I've had him in my top 3 because he plays half the game. He has not been committed like great players are to playing half the game that's going to get you a championship usually. So if he's committed to that, and we can't see that by his body, we got to see that in February, April, May, and June. Is he committed to that? I ain't jumping on this bandwagon again until I see that.
Yeah. My feeling is that Luka Doncic is a great and wondrous basketball player. And there have been two things that have been said negatively towards him over the past 5 or 6 years, however he's been in the league. One is, as you say, defense, and the other is that people have decided he is out of shape. Although that could be an aesthetic judgment based on what his body looks like. It's the same with Nikola Jokic. Nobody says Jokic is out of shape, but he doesn't look sculpted. We are used to looking at people who look sculpted. Look, the entire season this year is about, in LA, is about Luka Doncic. Maybe this will make him a better player. I don't know if it'll make him a better player. I'm rooting for him to be the greatest player in the league because I think he has that kind of potential. But what you say is also true. Is it going to help him on defense as well? It might help him on defense as well if his attitude says, now I'm going to show you that I'm the best player in the world on defense and I look like this. This is how you want me to look. So get out of my way because I'm great. So we'll see. I'm much like you. I'm not as skeptical as you are, but I think the proof is down the road. It's not just posing for a magazine cover. It's not.
No, that's right. And remember, his own coach, J.J. Redick, at the end of the year, talked about getting in shape in some sort of general way. We all know where that was going. But defense, come on now. I mean, that's how we judge, ultimately, the greatest players, whether they can at least be average. Can they be serviceable there? Luka hasn't even been interested. The play goes the other way. He's doing this at the officials. That ain't going to cut it. And particularly in L.A. where there are expectations and where he seems, like you said, Tony, to have the talent. That's it. We're done. Back to you.
They can talk about treason, they can talk about love. Let me live my life where I've been raised. Oh, I recommend you do the same.
It's day 31 of our 50 states in 50 days, and today we're highlighting Idaho. So, of course, we're going to talk about Boise State and specifically the classic 2007 Fiesta Bowl. The Broncos came into the game against Oklahoma undefeated at 13-0, but nobody really thought Chris Peterson's team had a chance against Adrian Peterson and the Sooners. OU was favored by over a touchdown. What ensued was an all-timer.
David slays Goliath. Boise State in an upset over Oklahoma. How do you like that one?
It's a good story.
That's a good story.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Can the little dog, Boise State, run with the big dog, Oklahoma?
Thompson back to pass, fires. Intercepted. It's going to be a touchdown for Boise State.
Zabransky, a dangerous throw, and it's intercepted into the end zone.
Oklahoma leads for the first time today with 1:02 left to go. Boise State backs against the wall.
Down the middle, the lateral to the corner of the end zone. Can you believe that?
The hook and lateral, and the Broncos have scored. We're going to overtime.
He's going to throw it to the end zone. Touchdown!
They're going to go for two, guys.
They'll talk about this for years to come, no matter how this play comes out.
Boise State for the win. Rolls to his right, fakes it. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won.
Can you believe it? The Broncos have won the Fiesta Bowl.
We shot the world right here.
It came down to who had the more heart, and we had it.
She said yes. Does it get any better than this in college football?
One of the best games I have ever watched. Classic. Coming up with Kenny Pickett sideline at Browns camp. The latest on who's taken the lead in Cleveland's crowded quarterback competition. We've got Adam Schefter standing by to tell us. And with Arch Manning set to take the reins for the Longhorns, we're going to consult Joe Fortenbaugh for his outlook on Texas's upcoming season with a Manning at the helm.
The
was 8:01 when I arrived at ESPN. The name's Drebin, Police Squad. I was investigating a wave of crimes happening throughout sports. I've got a few questions for you. These records indicate 4,000 thefts in baseball last year.
You mean stolen bases? That's part of the job.
The thing about athletes is you gotta treat them like regular people. Eli Manning!
Oh, hi.
The case was starting to give me an itch, but not the fun kind.
And then what happened?
I stole the ball right from under her.
Did you say stealing? This crime spree was bigger than I thought. Baseball, basketball, what's next? Adam Fox, starting fights in public with thousands of witnesses.
It's all part of the game.
So you think this is a game? Career criminals. This guy didn't wash his hands. Time to make some arrests.
Big news. DirecTV got hot.
Thought they'd never lose those pudgy satellite dishes? Well, now they're streaming and steaming.
They've never been more flexible.
Is that DirecTV?
You bet it is.
They've got abs now, too.
I mean, apps. And you can get it with or without a device. No strings attached. It's true. DirecTV got hot. Sorry.
Not sorry.
Get live TV and apps starting at $19.99.
Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating.
Wow.
Our cats just love great customer service.
Customer service, right.
They don't get this excited for wet food. You know?
No.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
84 weeks ago, with precisely 2 likes at the real Sarah Pascal, posted at McDonald's. Stop pretending like you don't see our snack wrap comments. It hurts. You thought they didn't see your comments? Petitions and posts? The DMs for 9 straight years? Those comments are the reason this exists. Snack Wrap is back.
Years of hard work. Decades of dedication. Committed to giving back. You've been there, done that, and you're still here for more. So now that you're 50 or older and at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia and IPD, be proactive with Capvaxive, a vaccine specifically designed for adults to help protect against pneumonia, an invasive disease caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive is the only vaccine that helps protect against the strains that cause 84% of IPD in adults 50 or older, compared with up to 52% by other pneumococcal conjugate vaccines. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Whether you've had another pneumococcal vaccine or not, ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive.
At Total Wireless, we got your back every day. Others, not so much. Just look at the facts.
With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket guaranteed with one line when you keep the phone and number you love.
Facts.
We were the first 5-year price guarantee in prepaid.
Facts.
We run on America's most reliable 5G network.
They don't.
Because there's one thing for certain.
We've got you covered. Get the facts. Then switch to Total Wireless.
Jim Abbott defied the laws of Major League Baseball.
I don't want to be on a GLP-1 forever. That's why I chose Weight Watchers.
With access to prescription weight loss medication and nutrition support from our Points program, we're not just here to help you lose the weight, we're here to help you keep it off.
I'm learning healthy habits for life.
What's up with Myra? She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow. Think we should help her?
Escape the swamp with Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders.
When I started college, so many people warned me about credit cards. They just seemed really scary. When I needed a car, I realized that I needed to build credit. So I got the Chime Credit Builder card because I could safely build credit without being afraid of fees or interest. And there was no credit check. My score went up over 60 points and I bought my first car. As a busy college student, having a car is an absolute must. I feel like I could do anything. My next goal, a 700 credit score. Join me at Chime.com.
It's a new era of college football.
The longest, toughest postseason climb. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
To the end zone! Oh, wow!
You're out there with your friends playing every Saturday. What could get better than that?
This is as good as it gets. This is college football.
Don't want to hear no more talk. Let's do it. Exciting football on the way.
College football coming in hot, and so is the hype in Austin. With Texas coming off back-to-back playoff trips, expectations aren't just high, they're national title or bust high. College Game Day's Reese Davis starts his college tour in the Lone Star State, chatting up Steve Sarkisian on the 40 acres to talk about managing the heat, chasing hardware, and handing the keys to Arch Manning.
Austin is buzzing. A lot is different in college football this year. One thing, though, that isn't Texas and the expectation.
We don't have to ask, is Texas back? Yes, they are back.
You take a walk every day.
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
I started taking walks in 2020 after I had heart surgery at Alabama. Really, it was because my doctor said, hey, you can't do strenuous activities, but you need to be active. And then I got bored just walking around the field there, so I started getting out into Tuscaloosa. I started walking around Bryant-Denny. I started bringing other coaches with me. Everybody talks about like meditation nowadays, right? I'd love to tell you, man, I meditate every morning. That's just not me. I can't do it. But this is kind of therapeutic for me. I can come down from practice, I can clear my mind, I can get creative with some thoughts. It's been probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Strip, punch from the back. Here we go.
What's the best idea you've ever had on the walk?
I've changed practice plans on these walks. I've decided guys who are going to start games on these walks. I've formulated play calls on third downs. One in particular, we had a trick play up in the Big 12 championship game in 2023. I said, hey, the first 32 or less, we're calling it. I don't care where we're at on the field. That's what we're going to call it.
Here's some trickery. It's a flea flicker, and it works to perfection.
We throw a touchdown on a double reverse pass, and it hits. So from that moment on, it's like the walks, like this like legendary on the walk is when things are going to happen.
We've made it maybe half mile or so and I haven't asked about Arch Manning yet. And I mean, he's a super talented player, gets a lot of attention. What makes him suited to handle it?
I do think there's something about the Mannings. They have a very unique way of feeling normal. As big as the brand is, right, as big as they are, they have this unique way of getting into character when they need to be in character and stepping out of character when they don't need to be in character and focus on what they need to do. They're obviously very family-oriented. This isn't about how many eyeballs they can get on me. This isn't about how many commercials can I do, but yet they understand there are going to be eyeballs on him.
It's just hard to ignore the number. It's hard to ignore the name on the back.
Into the end zone, Manning, caught!
There's a level of comfort in managing that, I think, for them that makes me feel good. I see all the pictures and videos of him when he was a little kid wearing a Texas Longhorn jersey.
I want to go to Texas.
So this guy's been dreaming about playing quarterback at Texas his whole life, and we're a month away, you know, and here it is. And so I just want him to enjoy it.
That'll do it. The Longhorn season will end at 13-3.
You guys have been close.
Yeah.
Been really close twice. Step away from the national championship game. Is that something that gnaws at you? Is it something we came close, we play away here, play away there?
I respect the game of football. It's a tough game, and it takes so many things to come together the right way to win a championship. And a ton of respect for Ohio State a year ago. They had a great team. The year before, Michael Penix had a fantastic night. It was one of those games. What encourages me is to know we wouldn't have built ourselves into where we've been the last 2 years if we weren't doing some things the right way. Would I love the confetti falling on us those two nights? Sure, of course I would. But that's the life of a competitor, too. We put ourselves in those arenas. That was definitely a Nick Saban thing for me. It was like, whether we won or we lost, the next day we were going back to work.
Let's just stiff arm. Here we go.
You appreciate the journey and the grind that each season gives you, and we're starting a new one this year, and I hope we're in the exact same position again this year.
All right, well, this coach conversation series continues tomorrow on SportsCenter. Reese Davis travels to Tempe, Arizona. He'll spend some time with Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham. But we mentioned college football. What do the odds say about who's going to take it all? Well, right now, Texas and Ohio State are co-favorites to win the title at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. You got the Longhorns and Buckeyes kicking off the season this year in a rematch of last year's Cotton Bowl. Texas also has notable games against Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M. You know, technically our betting expert's name is Joe Fortenbaugh, but we want him to put on his Miss Cleo hat because college football, less than a month away. So we want you to look to the future, okay? Do some predicting here. We just saw, exactly, lock in. Let's get you a hat and a crystal ball. We know Texas is preseason #1, despite the fact that Arch Manning only started 2 games last year. What's the long-term play for the Longhorns?
That's the key right there, is the Arch Manning situation. I'd go under 10.5 wins here. I think it's the most overvalued team in the country. Good, but not as good as they're being priced. This is a collection of A, recent success, and B, Arch Manning. The pricing basically tells you Arch is going to be an elite quarterback after just 95 career collegiate passes. Maybe he is, but if he's not, we're going to cash here. Underdogs at Ohio State and Georgia, your dogs. The Florida game on the road is going to be difficult. A&M and Oklahoma are both improved. So the bottom line here, can we get 2 losses? We might get one right out of the gate at Ohio State. I think we get at least 2. I'm playing the under.
All right, let's stay in the SEC then. Oklahoma has some new faces as well. What do you like from them?
Oklahoma, we're going to go the other way. We look at the over 6.5 here. I think it's a great buy low for a team that's coming off just his second losing season this century. They had a bowl loss to Navy, but think of it like this. The defense was never the problem. It never is under Venables. It was the offense. So they go to Washington State and they bring in their offensive coordinator in Arbuckle. They bring the quarterback over as well. Top 10 recruiting class, top 10 transfer portal class. The team's loaded. Now the schedule is difficult, but I've got them favored in 8 games this season. We need 7 wins. I like the Sooners to get there.
Okay. Far sooner than college starting is
they get
baseball.
lamer and lamer as we work our way through.
I could do
also,
this
no
all
mustache
day.
jokes yet, which I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen there.
Now you just planted that seed. In the MLB tonight, we've got some big games. What do you like there?
All right, so we're looking to the future. Let's look at something tonight, give some action to the people. Texas is playing the Angels tonight. First 5-inning bet, Rangers on the run line. What does this mean? Simply, we need the Rangers to be winning after 5 innings. No team in Major League Baseball has more wins after 5 innings than Texas. 61 this season. And a big reason why, that guy, Jacob deGrom, 20 starts this season. He's 12-5-3 in the first 5 innings, where the Rangers have a plus 28 run differential, and deGrom has a 2.36 ERA. He's outstanding. The Rangers are outstanding in first 5 inning situations. Bless you. A little bit of class while we're doing the analysis. And then on top of that, you're playing the Angels tonight, a team that struggled, especially from a pitching perspective, first 5 innings.
That's Joe Fortenbaugh, a betting expert who can't decipher a sneeze and a cough. It was a cough, Joe. Thank you. I'm going to do it again. I'm gonna get it together. It's fine. So let's go to the NFL, where Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, supposed to go all hey Kool-Aid man and break through this year after falling just short over and over again. They're favored to win the AFC North, tied for best odds to win the AFC and the Super Bowl. Here's John Harbaugh on Lamar's emerging young receiver.
Zay Flowers, I'm looking for him to be the best. I mean, go out there and you know, just make explosive play after explosive play, but really just take a deep breath, keep it simple, and just try to do your job in one play at a time, because when you work as hard as he does and you have the talent that he has, good things are going to happen if you keep it simple, which I think he does a great job of.
Safe to say that Harbaugh thinks that Zay is going to blossom this year? Okay, I'm sorry. It's getting worse. We mentioned the pressure on the Ravens and Lamar. Jackson's the only quarterback to win multiple MVPs and not appear in a Super Bowl. The 9 other QBs who won multiple MVPs have all won a Super Bowl. Stay in the NFL, and specifically the AFC North. The Browns quarterback sitch, more quantity over quality right now. 4 quarterbacks battling to replace injured Deshaun Watson. Joe Flacco just got the inside track with Kenny Pickett suffering a hamstring injury. Here's Coach Kevin Stefanski on Pickett's injury and availability.
It happened at the end of practice there a couple days ago. Felt something, so we'll just treat it. You know, for any player, you're disappointed when you can't be out there with any injury, but he'll be fine. He'll rehab. He'll get back out very quickly. You know, with something like this, we'll see how it goes, but his mindset, my mindset, will just go day to day.
All right, so Adam Schefter's back with us. Some boilerplate stuff there from Stefanski, as you'd expect. But Shefty, tell us the latest on Pickett's status and the Browns quarterback sitch.
They're saying that Kenny Pickett is now going to be day-to-day moving forward, but there's the real possibility that he may not test that hamstring again till later this week, and there's the real possibility that he may miss some time. I was told it's not a run-of-the-mill hamstring injury, that it could force him to miss some time, and with all the time that he could miss, that opens the door for Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to get more reps out there. This is the most interesting quarterback room in the league. And that room now will be down one quarterback on a day-to-day basis. We'll see when Kenny Pickett can make it back. I was told he had been playing well in the couple of days leading up to that hamstring injury, but now with the hamstring injury, there'll be more work for the other three quarterbacks vying for playing time.
We'll see what that means for Shedeur. He's the only quarterback who didn't actually receive first-team reps during the first week of training camp. Meanwhile, Shefty, the Raiders released Christian Wilkins last week. We know that. There's a lot of discourse right now about what went on behind the scenes. What more can you tell us?
Well, here's what went on behind the scenes. There obviously is a medical issue, and then there's another professional issue. The medical issue is that he had a Jones fracture last season. He was not cleared to return to football. The Raiders felt like he needed another surgery that he didn't get. And when the Raiders wanted him to get the surgery and he declined to get it, the team moved on and voided the guaranteed money left in his contract to the tune of $35.2 million. But there also was at least one other incident in which he was accused of kissing a teammate on his head. The teammate was offended by this gesture. Christian Wilkins said it was a playful gesture. So what is real and what isn't? We don't know. It's a case of he said, but a complaint was filed to the Raiders HR department. They've been investigating it. We'll see what comes out of that. But clearly he was not well physically with his foot. And then there was this other instance, at least this one instance, where certainly the Raiders did not approve of that behavior, and now we'll see what happens. Christian Wilkins has been released. He's free to sign with any other team.
So the plot thickens. What we do know is, as you mentioned, an injury-plagued season, 17 tackles, 2 sacks, 6 quarterback hits in just 5 games before he had that season-ending surgery. Adam Schefter with the latest around the NFL. Thanks, Shefty.
Thank you, Elle.
We're not done talking NFL, though. Coming up, how Baker and the Bucs are maintaining continuity despite some major coaching changes in the offseason. We've got a report from Tampa still ahead, and Jeff Passan delivers the top trade candidates to keep an eye on as MLB's trade deadline is just 3 days away. I did the math. Is that 72 hours? That feels right. More Sports Center just ahead. Log in.
Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
Philly your potatoes? Oh, yes. Philly your eggs and pasta? Hello, creaminess. Philadelphia, a creamy touch of magic.
A wing with no bone is no less a wing.
That was beautiful, Pop.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love wings. You too.
There it is.
At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A promise kept with every new day.
That is for you.
Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. I'm a bestseller. Get it, girl.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
I need help with her snoring.
Sleep Number does that. Quiet their snore, so you both can sleep.
Thank you.
And now save up to $800 on select smart beds, only at Sleep Number.
This your bag, sir?
What gave it away?
Oh, you the Geico Gecko! I filed a claim for my car with the Geico app. Only took 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, Geico's all about getting more than just savings.
The next time, how about less fluid ounces?
Fair enough. Oh.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Such a nice small-town boy.
You like baseball, dogs.
I need you to take care of my cat.
Where's Russ?
He's not here. You know not to mess with us, yes?
What did you get me into?
They're scary monsters, and you're their fall guy.
That's not happening. Buckle your seatbelt.
Austin Butler. Caught stealing. Exclusively in movie theaters. August 29th.
Rice Krispies treats. Chewy. Crispy. Excuse me, Anna. Anna. We'll see you now. Treat your inner child.
Yay! Want to be neighbors with the Fantastic Four? Tour this Baxter Building home with Zillow.
Do the Fantastic Four really live here?
Wow, what a view. What a view indeed. Make your future home a reality with Zillow. See Fantastic Four First Steps.
If you're a pro, you know top quality Behr paint and Kills Primer are available exclusively at the Home Depot. You know that now there's only one place to get the best value, service, and durability you expect from brands you trust. If you're a pro, you know.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans. Premium features, perks, and extras. And incredible prices for nationwide 5G.
Pretty good deal.
There's a plan for everyone at Cricket Nation.
We live for the NWSL on ESPN. Facts. For sister to sister and backflip tricksters. The bar is high and the stakes are higher. Spirit Thorns. Sunday at 12:30 on ABC.
What's up with Myra?
She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow.
Poor Myra. Is that a frog?
Think we should help her?
No.
Paycor streamlines and optimizes every aspect of people management, from recruiting and onboarding to payroll and benefits. Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders.
What's up with Myra?
She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow.
Poor Myra. Is that a frog?
Think we should help her?
No.
Paycor streamlines and optimizes every aspect of people management, from recruiting and onboarding to payroll and benefits. Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders. Hey, Elle Duncan back with you on SportsCenter. The Bucks held their first padded practice today. Baker Mayfield and company getting real as they go for their 5th straight NFC South title. Adam Schefter says the Bucks reworked Baker's deal to give him $30 million in guaranteed money in 2026, a year that had no guarantees before. On the scene is our Dan Graziano at Bucks camp.
Hell, we've got record heat here in Tampa. The Bucks were working early this morning, and their offense is coming together under new offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard. A lot of continuity there with him and Baker Mayfield. Grizzard was on the staff last year, and of course, Baker still has this great wide receiver group. He's still got Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan, last year's rookie that finished strong. Chris Godwin working his way back from an injury that ended his season last year, and he may have to miss time at the beginning of the year, but they have rookie Emeka Egbuka, first-round pick out of Ohio State. Everyone here has been raving about him. Egbuka spoke today after practice and talked about how much help Godwin has been for him.
He's been an absolute godsend to me. Just on the sideline, just staying in my ear constantly, whether it's route running technique or blocking technique or kind of savviness or learning the playbook, whatever the case may be. Even if it's just about life, I can ask him any question. And, I'm getting to know him more personally as well. So we're becoming really close friends. And I don't think I could have been drafted to a better team, better situation.
So, yeah, the Bucks look set at the skill positions. They're dealing with an injury to left tackle Tristan Wirfs, who had offseason knee surgery and is likely to miss the start of the season. So that's something they have to sort out here in camp. But overall, most of the pieces will be back from a team that has now won their division 4 years in a row and is hoping that one of these years they can take that a little bit further into the playoffs, Elle. First one, right?
Absolutely, as we go to MLB, where the trade deadline is Thursday, and it's not clear who's selling and who's buying. Right now, there's 19 teams within 4 games of a playoff spot. One of them, the Royals, appear to be sellers, but they just re-signed starter Seth Lugo, taking a coveted prize right off the market. Jeff Passan's our coveted prize, but he's been off the market. Hi, Miss Passan. And we just mentioned it, 72 hours out. What can we expect over the course of the next 3 days?
I'm not going to say chaos, because there still aren't any really big names, Elle, that
we know are going to get traded. But what we do know is that Eugenio Suarez is very likely to be moved before the trade deadline, and he is the prize right now. The Chicago Cubs are in on him. The Seattle Mariners are in on him. To a lesser extent, the Cincinnati Reds, Philadelphia Phillies, maybe the Detroit Tigers in the mix, but look at the numbers right there. 36 home runs, has a chance to get to 50 this year, and has been absolutely phenomenal. And look, there aren't a whole lot of other impact bats out there right now, but really it's starting pitching that teams are going to look at. And Mitch Keller, a guy who's got 3 years and $55 million left on his contract. Sandy Alcantara, another couple years as well. Those are the guys, long-term pieces that you can keep. And go back to the Arizona Diamondbacks for the short-term starters. Both Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen are going to be free agents, and there are a lot of teams out there looking for guys, whether it is the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets. You can go on and on. Everybody needs pitching, and everybody needs high-level pitching, because once it comes to October, you absolutely cannot have enough.
Yeah, it wins championships, right? You mentioned those Cubs, and they take on the Brewers tonight, battle of the NL Central. Why do you think that this week is going to be so important in deciding who wins the division?
Because these are two good teams. and it's exciting to have a race in Major League Baseball where there frankly aren't a whole lot. And what the Brewers have done this year with Jacob Mizorowski and with Freddie Peralta and with a lineup that doesn't have a whole lot of star power in it, but is just really solid from top to bottom, and seeing the emergence of the Cubbies on the north side, Pete Crow-Armstrong, Matthew Boyd's been fantastic, Kyle Tucker as well. These are two good baseball teams, El. And what it could come down to ultimately is who makes the best deal at the deadline. And the Milwaukee Brewers just traded for Danny Jansen, bulking up their catching behind William Contreras. A2 Cubs?
Yeah, and you as well. I just realized you were speaking Spanish to me. I'm so sorry.
That wasn't Spanish.
Both the Cubs and Brewers tied for the NL Central lead right now. By the way, trade deadline, do you do like calisthenics for your finger? Like, I know you're working that phone a lot. Do you have like a stretch that you do?
I've got it right here at all times.
It was sitting in his lap.
It was. This is sad. I had it in the shower earlier today. Not great.
We love that for you.
Not a great time of year, but you know what? Duty calls.
Yeah, and this guy is going to be standing by. We keep him in a closet, so over the next 3 days, if anything happens, Jeff Passan is going to bring you the latest. Thanks, Hefe.
That's why I need makeup.
Red moon on the rise, got a song in my heart, a fire in my eyes, but these flames ain't for you. You can show me how you shake it, show me how you do. Shake it, baby.
Oh man, we're celebrating Idaho today in our 50 States in 50 Days. They're called the Gym State. So let's talk about some notable athletes from there. I did not know this. I mean, he was a Bronco, and I didn't know Jake the Snake was from Boise, Idaho. He finished third in Heisman Trophy voting in '96 at Arizona State, went on to start 136 games over his 10 seasons in the NFL for the Cardinals and Broncos. How about St. Swiss Army knife Taysom Hill? He's one of the more unique players in the NFL. He's actually the only player in the Super Bowl era with double-digit passing, rushing, and receiving touchdowns in his career. And lastly, Hillary Knight grew up in Sun Valley, Idaho. She's a 4-time Olympic medalist, the all-time leader in points, goals, and assists in Women's Hockey World Championships history. And she comes from a heck of a place, I do have to say. Sun Valley, stunning. And then, of course, there's big. This, if you're celebrating Idaho, the Big Idaho potato. 6 tons, 28 feet long. It's a potato-shaped structure. I was like, is that real? Got me. After its touring days, the original potato was repurposed as the Big Idaho Potato Hotel, which is an Airbnb in Boise, Idaho. So there you go. If you ever wanted to live in a potato, you got your chance.
What to watch for is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
What to watch for tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN. It's Paige Beckers and the Wings hosting Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty. Beckers, first player in WNBA history with 350 points and 100 assists through her first 20 career games. If you have for some reason not checked out a game with Paige Beckers, tonight is the perfect opportunity to do just that. And in fact, we're going to take you up to 7:30. We'll have WNBA Countdown coming to us from Los Angeles. Should be a good one as the Liberty look to bounce back on track. And there she is, Paige Beckers. She's been going back and forth, resting that knee, not going to play back-to-backs. I see you, Enrique Agumbawale. All business for a Dallas Wings team that's looking to pull a big upset over those aforementioned Liberty. Another half-hour Sports Center still as well. Deion Sanders sharing the details of a battle that he's been waging against cancer and how it's impacting his coaching future. And we'll end the show like we always do with some best plays from a Sunday full of worthy candidates. It's the 6 at 6.
Limu Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in the $7 Supreme box. Or try the $9 Discovery box featuring the crispy chicken burrito. Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush.
It's been a long week. You've got a long to-do list, and you're starting to run a little short on groceries. Thankfully, you have DoorDash and top-rated shoppers who'll deliver groceries right to your door as if you picked them all yourself. You will have to put them in the fridge yourself, though. Put your groceries in good hands. Order all your groceries with DoorDash.
The mission: sneak inside, give out Pepsi to enhance the food's flavor.
To Will and Diane, you go together like Pepsi and hot dogs.
Babe, who is that?
I don't know, but he is right about the Pepsi and hot dogs.
But wait, there's Marco's
and Mike. So what do you think of Marco's Pizza with Mike's Hot Honey?
That's so good.
Marco's Hot Honey Magnifico is back for summer with dough made in-house daily, topped with 2 kinds of pepperoni, all drizzled with Mike's Hot Honey. Only at Marco's.
At Total Wireless, we got your back every day. Others, not so much. Just look at the facts.
With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket guaranteed with one line when you keep the phone and number you love.
Facts.
We were the first 5-year price guarantee in prepaid.
Facts.
We run on America's most reliable 5G network.
They don't.
Because there's one thing for certain.
We've got you covered. Get the facts. Then switch to Total Wireless.
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it. It starts with getting tested regularly. If you're HIV negative, you and your healthcare provider can decide if PrEP may be right for you. PrEP means routinely taking prescription medicine before you're exposed to HIV to help reduce your chances of getting it. And it can be 99% effective when taken as prescribed. Talk to a healthcare provider about all your HIV prevention options. Our health is worth protecting.
No way. The gecko was just spotted down the street.
I've always wanted to meet him. Ever since Geico's 24/7 emergency roadside service got us out of a jam.
Sounds like you got more than just savings, my dudes.
Sir, do we know you?
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
No one, not even WhatsApp, can see your personal messages. So your secret spot at the park stays secret.
The W's biggest names bring the heat in Dallas. We can't get enough. Let's go! Liberty Wings. Tonight at 8 on ESPN.
What's up with Myra?
She's swamped. 10 new hires and payroll, both due tomorrow. Think we should help her?
Escape the swamp with Paycor, the HR software for busy leaders.
Feel weird when go different ways, but sit on Rover nice, you're human say. And Sitter like the fun, very play a lot. Even tell you a book says it okay if you fought. Not your human, but next favorite good. Loving pet care in your neighborhood.
Man, these seats.
Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. They should have used Game Time.
The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
It's time for your top 6 at 6. We start at number 6, as we tend to do, in the golf. PGA Tour America's Ottawa Open. Brett White at the 18th hole. He's putting for eagle. This is 63 feet out. And look at this one. It wouldn't be a top play if he missed it. Drains it. White at 26 under par won the tournament in a 3-man playoff. In baseball, M's Angels J.P. Crawford gives the rawhide a ride. But look at Joe Adele. Up, and Superman that. I see you. Great robbery as well. Angels win this one 4-1. We stay in baseball for number 4. Let's show the catchers some love, right? Jazz Chisholm Jr. at the dish. He's going to fly one to left center field. We always make a bunch about the throw, and it was a good one by Rojas, but look at JT Realmuto with the tag. Oh, yes. Got that go-go gadget arm to get Cody Bellinger. Not saved by the Bellinger. Phillies would lose 4-3. Number 3, Padres Cardinals, ground ball. Grabbed by Jose Iglesias. And then goes behind the back, I love these, to Jake Cronenworth, who bears hand it for the out. Exactly, Don Orsillo. How about that play? Padres win this one 9-2. Football making an entrance. Commanders camp, Jaden Daniels in double coverage and found somehow Jalen Lane. The Jaden to Jalen connection. Like how? Needless to say, Daniels is really hyped for Lane after he comes down with that one. And your top play from Sunday, CFL, Hamilton Tiger Cats, BC Lions, Bo Levi Mitchell. Looking deep, throws it deep. Robert Carter Jr. Look, oh my goodness, wait.